Free consultation at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and enjoy all of your favorite summer activities without the hassles of contacts or glasses. Sharp Vision offers LASIK starting at $495 per eye and guaranteed financing. That's right, guaranteed financing. And for a limited time, get up to 2 years interest-free financing on your life-changing LASIK procedure. Go online or give Sharp Vision a call and schedule your free LASIK consultation today. Voted Austin American-Statesman's best of the best corrective eye surgeon 3 years in a row, Dr. Nicholas Lancaster and the team at Sharp Vision are ready to make your contacts and glasses a thing of the past. For LASIK starting at $495 per eye, guaranteed financing approval, and up to 2 years interest-free financing, go online or call to learn more. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK, official LASIK provider of Austin FC.
From the UBO Business Services Studios, you're listening to KTXX-FM and HD1 BK, KTAE-AM Elgin, K270CO Round Rock.
Skip the surprise add-ons and hidden fees and come see Henna Chevrolet.
I went to this one Chevy dealer, and they wanted $5,000 over sticker for all these absurd additions that were packaged as add-ons. I came in because of the online price, but apparently that wasn't the actual price, so I left and went to Henna. Long story short, I love my new Silverado.
For crystal clear pricing, find new roads at HennaChevyAustin.com.
Folks, Relax the Back embraces a holistic approach for a healthier lifestyle based on 35 years of proven expertise, and my back has never been happier. Get $500 off select massage chairs. Get fitted for the right size pillow that helps you sleep without a kink in your neck. Save up to 25% on all select pillows. In Bee Caves at the Hill Country Galleria across from the Whole Foods, and in Austin at the Gateway Shopping Center across from the Container Store. Live like the buck, pain-free with Relax the Back.
Diamonds Direct's Midsummer Savings Event is happening right now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, and in-store designer appearances. Take an extraordinary 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for the summer. The best savings, the best selection, the best value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry shopping event. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at DiamondsDirect.com.
Greg White for Divided Sky Roofing and Solar. We're about to get into our hottest season. We all know that's when higher power bills start arriving. Be prepared and save money this summer with a new Timberline solar shingle roof. Or maybe you already have a solar system but no backup battery. Well, then you're wasting money. With a backup battery, you're able to use all of the power you make instead of giving it back to the power company. Trust your roofing and solar needs to the experts at Divided Sky Roofing and Solar. DividedSkyAustin.com, 512-995-ROOF, TEC license number 37397.
Guests on the Horn appear courtesy of the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina Hotline. Vaqueros now delivers and offers curbside pickup. For info on placing your lunch or dinner order, visit vaqueroscafe.com.
Austin, Texas. Happy hump day, everybody. July 19th. It's hot as hell outside, so get inside and listen to us. 45 days away from Texas football. DKR opens up with Rice. 50 days away till the NFL season. Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. We got a very fun, jam-packed show today. We're going to be all over the place, man. We got disgruntled running backs. We got salty Hall of Fame linemen. We got coaches in the college ranks going at it. Jordan Poole Daddy talking. Draymond Daddy talking. Y'all know how we get down. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9, AM 1260, live at hornfm.com, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere else you can find us. No Chad Hastings, still on vacation. I am Zay Collier. And thank Bucky Godbolt for the first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. But the guest we have today is my guy, my man, just like me, he has an NBA doppelganger. I always gotta give him love about that. Even though that doppelganger is an Aggie and Alex Caruso, this dude looks just like him. I mean, people say I look like Draymond Green, some call me Zaymon Green. I get it, but this dude looks as much as Alex Caruso as E. Hogan looks like Kurt Russell. He is the producer of Light the Tower, so you just heard him. He is the voice of McNeil football and the voice of Round Rock baseball. He's an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, a Cowboys fan, and of course, a Texas Longhorn fan. You can find him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. Cameron Parker, what's good, dog?
Say, do I need to go, you damn right. Everything you said, you're damn right. Zay, what's up, man? I'm glad to be here with you.
Oh, man, glad to be here, bro. I'm glad you're here. You're my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to this radio game, it could be very toxic, as you know. It can be very competitive, as you know. And there's just certain people that you don't want to associate yourself with. And you are not any of those things. Like, you've always been, like, professional. You've always been the homie. When we joke outside of Off the Air, as we're always cutting up and just talking about the most outlandish things, like we both have very similar humor, and you work hard, man, and like you always have ever since I met you. You're a great sports mind, and it's an honor to have you on Chad and Zay.
Hey, likewise, man. Ever since I joined the Horn, you've been, one of the homies for sure. Always willing to listen to me, always willing to talk about stuff. So I appreciate that, hearing it from you, Zay.
For sure. So, yeah, man, I know there's an elephant in the room. We all know that. Y'all heard E. Hogan talk about it this morning. You heard Craig Way talk about it too. I won't get to that right now. I will talk about that at the end of the show. I want to focus on the show. I want to focus on what we do here at the Horn, and that's give y'all the best sports talk that we can. That's what y'all deserve. And yeah, at the end of the day, I love radio. I love this station. I'm blessed to have this job. I'm blessed to have this opportunity, and I'm going to give y'all what y'all came for. Y'all, we got to give y'all sports. That's just, it is what it is, with a little bit of ignorance on the side. That's just how we do it here, at the Horn. That's how I've always done it. That's how I always will do it. So if you don't like it, kiss my black ass, and we gonna keep on rolling. You dig? But yeah, Cam, you're a Cowboys fan. High expectations this year, dog. I mean, Zeke most likely is going to be gone. There's that slight possibility that you could re-sign him, but it doesn't look that way. I mean, there's a lot of other running backs out there that could substitute and then some for Ezekiel Elliott. Plus the running back room that you have now, it seems like Steven and Jerry Jones are cool with that. But with the expectations in the NFC, we know at the top it's the Philadelphia Eagles, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you could say the San Francisco 49ers, rightfully so. Then it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And when it comes to just on paper, the moves that Steven and Jerry have made have been solid. I like the moves. That's what you got to do, because they've been very stingy and have made some very questionable decisions over the course of them running, America's team. And now, when you got guys like Stephon Gilmore, who's been Defensive Player of the Year at the cornerback position, which, again, I just can't get over that. Like, that's probably one of the hardest things to do with how limited you are at cornerback.
No
Can't
doubt.
touch nobody. You can't can't press nobody like you used to. You can't hit nobody like you used to. So the fact that he did it, 5 years ago, 2019, 2018, around there with the New England Patriots, even though he's lost a step, you got better. Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup as the number 2 wide receiver. I don't know about that. With Brandon Cooks on the squad, Michael Gallup getting healthy and stuff, him at number 3 receiver, I'll take that. You got Dak Prescott. We know the issues that he had last year taking care of the ball. That was a big issue. But at the end of the day, Dak did a lot of really good things that I don't think gets talked about enough. Obviously, the interceptions stand out, and you can blame Kellen Moore for that. You could blame, him getting hurt and just trying to force the issue. I don't know. There's a lot of things to blame. There's a lot of changes this year with Big Mike running the shows, running the offense. But now you got a real problem because 6-time All-Pro guard, team captain, Zach Martin is considering not reporting to training camp because he is unhappy with his current contract situation. The 32-year-old says he is trying to restructure the contract. He feels like he is very underpaid. And if you look at it compared to everybody else in the league playing on the line, he is. Like he's the 31st ranked guard or ranked offensive lineman getting paid in the league. That means there's 30 other guys that are getting paid higher than Zach Martin, which, I thought he lost a step last year, but he was still All-Pro. Like, he was still really good. And, he's a top 10 offensive lineman, regardless of left tackle, right tackle, blindside, whatever, all that stuff, center. Like, he's a top 10 offensive lineman. He's proven that for years. But, again, he's 32 years old. He's making about $7 million less this season than the NFL's top paid guards. And just his presence in the locker room is so big. And he's so huge for Dak's comfort and psyche that this isn't the problem you need headed into the season.
The next few years, or next really year, 2 years, they're going to be huge for Dallas because you have not only Zach Martin up for a contract extension, you got Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs coming up. Plus, you have Tony Pollard, who, of course, they franchise tagged him this year, could not reach a contract extension. What will they do with Pollard? But Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones have a lot of decisions to make, including Zach Martin. Now, there was a list that came out today, or actually, earlier this week, about the 10 best guards and centers voted on by NFL execs, players, and coaches.
Yeah, name those, dog. Name those.
Number 1 was Zach Martin.
Come on, man.
And you know what? And also, I blame Madden. You see what Zach Martin tweeted? Because Zach Martin was rated number 99 in Madden. Does anyone still play Madden football, by the way? I'm not sure if they still do.
We need to bring back 2K. That's a must. I know they got the rights and stuff, and
bring back the ESPN.
Yeah, we all know
T.O. on the cover.
We all know about rights and contracts and stuff, especially us as of late around here. So I get it, but also, man, Cam, I know you're a little bit younger than me, but you remember those 2K games.
Oh, man.
They had Warren Sapp's black-ass face on the cover of 2K4, and then they had T.O. on 2K5. And after that, that was it. They were putting out hits. It was so authentic. It was so realistic. And Madden couldn't compete, but EA, they had the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL said, you know what? We don't give a damn who has the better game. We want this money too. So we're going to partner with whoever benefits the both of us, and that was EA Sports. Not knocking EA Sports. They've done some really good things over the years. NBA Live was fire until 2K took that over.
Mm-hmm.
So 2K has, NBA, and then we know Madden has NFL. But yeah, Zach Martin petty as hell for putting that 99 rating up there as his profile pick while he's about to do some contract negotiations. But I'm all about petty. I dig it, but I'm not a big-time Dallas Cowboys fan. I want them to win and succeed because I'm tired of, you're my guy. Chad Hastings is my dude. Seeing diehard fans, the PTSD y'all got, just the saltiness that y'all have over the years of not winning since the Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman playmaker days. It's tough to watch. It's tough to see y'all fail. It is. And to see something like this, even though Zach Martin is 32, you saw what the execs and coaches, scouts, and players said about Zach Martin. They got him rated as the number 1 guard in the league. So if he's getting paid, if he's not getting the paper that he deserves to get, or he feels like he deserves to get, that might be an issue that haunts the Cowboys when, at the end of the day, it's all about winning the Super Bowl, and you need somebody like Zach Martin, especially to protect Dak Prescott, to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in terms of the highest paid NFL guards, Martin is number 9 right now this season, coming up $14 million a year. Chris Lindstrom for the Falcons, he just signed that big deal. He makes $20.5 million a year as Atlanta kind of reset the market for the guards. But If I'm Zach Martin, and I agree with him, he's better than the ninth guard in the league. Like he's a top 5, top 3 guard, and if you going off the NFL executives, number 1. But he's 32 years old. The top 4 guards in terms of contracts, Lindstrom, Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, Elgin Jenkins, say they're all under the age of 28 or 27 years old.
See?
Zach Martin's 32. So what do you do here with this restructure? Because Jerry Jones, he usually likes to take care of his guys, that Tony Romo contract, the Zeke contract. What will he do? Because I think Zach Martin's going to end up on the Cowboys, Ring of Honor, right? He's been that good for the Dallas Cowboys, but also you worry about his age. And as you mentioned, maybe lost a step last year. His numbers are still good. He's still one of the top 10 guards in terms of numbers if you're going off a pass block win rate and run block win rate.
Yeah, him losing a step is better than 95% of the league still. And he knows that. So, like you said, Cam, if you have to sign Trayvon Diggs soon, you have to sign Micah Parsons, you just spit the bag on CeeDee Lamb, or you're about to.
Yeah, that's another guy left out, CeeDee Lamb.
Like, how does Zach Martin fit, with that? And, you see it with the running backs, even though obviously those are 2 different positions and the value's different there. But you got to understand that, okay, I'm on a Super Bowl level team, a Super Bowl caliber team. I know a lot of fans or a lot of people listening to us are probably rolling their eyes right now. But again, Jerry and Steven, they've made great offseason moves. Just like Stephen Jones says, they are just a click away. Just, a couple of changes that they've made, from their head coach now calling the plays to Dak Prescott talking about, I definitely ain't going to throw 10 interceptions next year, which we'll get to that, Cowboys fan. But it's very interesting that Zach Martin is going about this now, because at the end of the day, he doesn't have many years left. He just doesn't. With him being at this age, he doesn't have many years left. So obviously he's not willing to sacrifice the paper with winning. And again, to each his own, but sometimes you see guys like Joe Mixon, which I can't stand praising a Sooner. Y'all know that. I said it yesterday. But that dude, with what the running back market is right now, instead of getting $10 million, he said, no, I'll take this 5. Why? Because the Cincinnati Bengals are also a click away in the AFC. After the Kansas City Chiefs, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. That's why they're rivals. Joe Burrow, picked by the execs, scouts, players, and coaches, second best quarterback in the league. So Joe Mixon, he understands that, I get where I'm at. I get that I could be replaced very fast. And that's the big difference. Like Zach Martin, you can't replace him. Joe Mixon, you can replace him a little bit more. But sometimes in order to win, you got to sacrifice that money. And Zach Martin, he's not willing to do that. So it's going to be interesting training camp. That's for damn sure.
Jerry and the Cowboys do have a history of making deals during training camp in Oxnard State. Zeke, Des Bryant, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick all had their contract extensions done either during or around the start of camp. So it sounds like I wouldn't be surprised, rather, if Jerry and this staff figure out a way to keep Zach Martin happy, because they learned their lesson during the early Tony Romo years of not protecting your quarterback. And finally, when they started to do that, it was a little bit too late for Romo. But the best Cowboy years in terms of playoff success has always been because they've had one of the best O-lines in the league. And hopefully Jerry and this staff recognize that. And I don't think it's going to be a 5-year deal considering he's 32 years old, but I think Zach Martin deserves to be paid a little bit more than $12 million a year is there.
Yeah, that $12 million.
But once you get up to
right
32 years old, now he hasn't had a huge injury history like Tyron Smith, so I feel like they're likely to give him a little bit longer deals. But at what age is there an age where you say, okay, you know what? Because remember, the top 4 guards in the league, they're all under the age of 28 years old.
Yeah, and Zach Martin, he's going off of the franchise tag last season for O-line, $9.8 million. So he's making $12 million this year, and you're like, okay, so why is he salty about that? it just jumped up in 2023 to $18.2 million for the franchise tag for offensive linemen, the average all around the league. So now he's sitting at $12 million. And again, all those guys that he knows, we know just watching them play. Like you said, he might be in Jerry world, his number retired, even though they don't retire numbers, but you know what I'm saying, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And he's looking at all the people that are getting paid in front of him and saying, man, they don't have my body of work. They weren't all pro last year either. And also, Cam, if you're the agent and Zach Martin going into this season and you hear your head coach, who is now calling plays, go out and say from the jump, we got to run the football more next year. That means you have more responsibility for the run game, which the running back room, still questionable. I like Tony Pollard. A lot of people like Tony Pollard. I think he was ranked 9th when the players, coaches, execs, and scouts ranked the running backs, which I don't know about that, but, you know, hey, everybody has their own opinion. Who else you got?
Yeah.
I love Deuce Vaughn. Obviously, he's ATX native. I'm going to be in his corner for sure, but can you trust that? Can you trust Malik Davis? Can you trust Ronald Jones? And, you know, again, you're Zach Martin trying to negotiate. I'm bringing those things to the table. Like, yo, y'all gonna need me this year with this running back room. Like, Tony Pollard coming off an injury. Y'all gonna need me next year. So come on, Jerry, throw that paper my way, because you've thrown it to other people that haven't deserved it throughout the years.
And remember what McCarthy said this year, because Kellen Moore, he's gone. He's with Brendan Staley in the Chargers as Staley tries to keep his job alive. But, you know, Moore's philosophy was, you know, fast-paced offense, try and, you know, light up the scoreboard. McCarthy said this spring, I want to run the ball more so I can rest my defense, right? So if you're Zach Martin, you're pulling up that quote to Jerry, and you're just saying, here, I'm the best guard in the league.
You know you got to do it in all caps because he's a little old now. He's going to be squinting his ass off. You know, you might have to pull it up on a big-ass monitor. Like, yo, just because I know you're getting a little older, check this out. But I'm right there with you, man. Like, if you're a Cowboys fan, this is the worst thing you could hear right now. Like, I think Zach Martin, he's meant so much to that team, and he's got a lot of responsibility going into this season, and I didn't see this coming. Like, when I woke up and saw this story, I was shocked, and, you know, it just seemed like everything was running so smooth for the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry and Steven, who have made such good decisions in the offseason, and how everybody's talking, what all these guys are saying about Dak. From, you know, Stephon Gilmore praised Dak, saying that I think he's a guy that we could win with. And Stephon Gilmore played with Brady. So did Brandon Cooks. He said, this guy, I've played with a lot of really good quarterbacks like Drew Brees, like Tom Brady. Dak's right there with him. Now, I think that's a little, you know, that's a little out there, but I, in a way, would rather have that talk than what Justin Jefferson's out here saying about Kirk Cousins, not putting him on the list and not going into any depth about it. Like, come on, you know, Justin Jefferson, I get it. Kirk definitely ain't no top 5, but he's still throwing you the ball.
Still your quarterback.
He's still your quarterback, right?
Still your quarterback.
And Kirk Cousins, being the professional that he is, which I love Kirk Cousins. Now, I don't know if you've watched Quarterback Netflix. Yeah. Yo, I've got a lot of respect for Kirk Cousins. I think a lot of people have now look at Kirk Cousins in a different light.
100%.
Because
I like him a lot more now after watching that show.
Exactly. Like, he embraces his corny, like when they talk about him and his wife picking out his clothes and the dad clothes, and he ain't trying to spin the bag or nothing. Like, I can appreciate that. You talking to a dude that's wearing Crocs right now in this chair and a neck roll. Like, I am all about comfort, dog. I am married now. I ain't got to impress nobody else. You know, at the end of the day, if you're comfortable and you can do your job, hey, why not? And he's very comfortable with himself, but I get what Justin Jefferson is saying. I would never put Kirk Cousins on my top 5 list, probably ever, but I'm not receiving catches from him. Yeah. I'm not catching the ball from him. I was about to say something very suspect. I am not. He is not throwing me the ball.
Say it. Let's hear it.
I am not catching balls from him.
Yeah, the Cousins thing, because, you know, I've kind of forgot how that season ended for them last year. They gave up 31 points to the Giants and Daniel Jones, and people were, pinning that loss on Kirk Cousins in the offense. I'm sorry, when you give up 31 to Danny Dimes, then the issue is defense, not offense. But the way that entire Netflix series quarterback completely changed the way I thought about Cousins. Maybe like Mahomes more.
Yes.
Brittany Mahomes, she can die.
What?
She sucks. She sucks.
I respect her more.
No.
I respect CK. You ain't married. She does a lot of things that don't get accounted for, because we see the yelling and the screaming. Patrick, let's effing go! Like all that stuff. Oh, I that's a little much, but
a little.
She's ride or die though.
She is. I'll give her that.
I'll give her that. Ride or die.
But when your husband makes half $1 billion, then you're going to be ride or die, I think, right?
Yeah, but like ride or die, like Jump Street High School sweetheart, though. Like that's a different ride or die. When you come in high school, then she went to Tech too. Like she ain't in it. She ain't on her Mariah Mills stuff. She ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like she ain't on her Brittany Renner stuff. She ain't.
That's true. That is true.
She ain't trying to trap Patrick. I feel like, we know the divorce rate's kind of half and half. Like I have complete faith in them for the long haul. Complete faith.
I enjoyed going from Kirk Cousins' wife, who's talking about playing worship music, to Brittany Mahomes. I really enjoy the juxtaposition that the Netflix directors did going from. I'm just glad we didn't have to see any of Jackson Mahomes in his stupid TikToks.
They kept him out the way.
Thank God.
He messed that all up.
Thank God.
He could have got the bag from that. That would have promoted his TikTok.
Yeah.
But he's a foul brother. You saw how he was. Like,
so the way Pat was kind of wouldn't really say hi to him on the field, just kind of a head nod.
You embarrassing the family, bro. You embarrassing the family. I'm not talking about, the sassiness. I'm not talking about that. That's fine, to each his own. I'm talking about the craziness where he's forcing women to do things like on camera and stuff. Like that's so uncalled for. And again, that's why I salute Aaron Rodgers. People always go, Aaron Rodgers doesn't like his family. He doesn't talk to his family. He's such an a-hole, this and that. No, Aaron Rodgers is smart. Cut them off. If they're going to be like a liability to your career and they don't believe in, which Aaron Rodgers, he's out there too in his own way. He be on drugs, like Perk Rodgers. They don't call him that for no reason. But still, like his brother, former Missouri quarterback, went on The Bachelorette, won it. Now he's doing his broadcast thing with SEC and stuff. Like they don't get along. Like that's fine, because not everybody, like if you don't owe people anything. Like, you don't owe people nothing. So I don't know Aaron Rodgers' complete situation, but if people are making your life worse and you feel that, and you got a lot of bread in the account, and they trying to put a halt to that with whatever they're doing, Jackson Mahomes, he deserves to get cut off. Absolutely. Cut him off.
What's the next position you want to see them do a documentary on? Because I think they're going to transition away from quarterback to a different position.
I could have sworn I said it got renewed for season
really?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're just going to keep doing that and pick different quarterbacks each year.
Who are the next 3 you want to see?
I would love to see Jalen Hurts. There's just something about him. I wouldn't mind seeing Dak. But, Dak, being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, you already just have enough responsibility. I wouldn't think that's fair, to...
I think Dak's kind of bland, though.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he has... I don't know if he has that personality.
And Kirk Cousins does?
I think, because we know Kirk Cousins was an absolute cornball, I think it was enjoyable to see... Okay, is he actually corny on is he Russell Wilson corny in the media, or actually off the screen he's actually not? It's like, no, he's just this is who he is. He's just a Christian dude who likes to sing, his Christian songs with his kids and go pumpkin patch hunting or whatever you do with pumpkin picking, and then play football. That's all it is.
Yeah, one of the best things about the show is how relatable it is.
Yeah.
Because when you see the behind the scenes, like when you see these athletes making all this money and, they're just superior when it comes to us regulars. So to see them do normal things that we do, like that's very refreshing. And that, I think Dak, no matter who, I think it can work for anybody. Yes, there will be better guys than others, and some guys will be closed off because, at the end of the day, you don't have to let everybody in. And I don't know if it's like a Hard Knocks, where they just force it on you. I have no idea how that goes.
I feel like it isn't because Marcus Mariota disappeared from the last 3 episodes after he basically quit on the Falcons and went away. Like, he had like 3 more minutes of screen time in that show.
Tough.
It was a tough look on him.
Yeah,
that was a really tough look.
Yeah.
One guy, Rodgers, I think with Hard Knocks, like that's as close as we're going to get. And I'm excited for Hard Knocks with the Jets, but I don't think he'd ever do this show. The one guy I would want, Joe Shiesty. I want to see Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I want to see Burrow.
Okay. Yeah. He's cool, man.
He's too cool.
He's a different type of cat, and he's an a-hole. He has that like MJ a-holeness about him. Like, I don't give a damn how you think about me. Like, I really don't give a damn. I'm coming to rip your heart out. I might have this baby face, choir boy look, but I'm far from that. But yeah, man, great football talk early on. Cameron Parker in the building. I am Zay Collier. Chad Hastings is out of town. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn.
B&E. You talked about how what'd you give your brother the sleeper hold?
Oh yeah.
My brother and I used to try to give each other the figure 4 leg lock.
Oh.
Yeah, that was always good. And
the sleeper was the best.
And then what'd you say when you actually put your brother to sleep?
He actually went down, his hands went limp. My mom heard me going, sleep, bitch, sleep. The dude was hands
calling your brother a B?
Yeah, I said, go ahead. He was out.
Mornings from 6 till 10.
On the Horn. It's the #1 preferred gentlemen's club in all of Texas.
Palazzo.
Your premier location for world-class entertainment and those famous tantalizing Palazzo girls. When it's time to unwind, it's time for Palazzo Happy Hour. 7 days a week from 5 till 8 with $4 domestic beers and $5 you call it. Mondays and Wednesdays, lunch through dinner, the 5-star Palazzo kitchen features a sizzling steak, fries, and salad for just $8.99. Wow, only $8.99 for a tender, juicy steak and sides. And don't miss Super Spin Tuesdays with $69 bottles open to close.
Palazzo.
There's free cover for ladies every Thursday at Palazzo. And guys, Palazzo is the favorite bachelor party destination in Texas. Ask about complimentary limo service for any big party. When it's time to celebrate, you know where to go.
Palazzo.
On Ben White Boulevard in the heart of Austin. Just minutes from downtown.
If you're shopping for a new Chevrolet car or truck and you think you found a good price, call Covert Chevrolet. We'll show you what a good price really is. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. When you buy that new car or truck, we'll even deliver it right to your door for free. We also offer you 6 GM service locations with free pickup and delivery. We prove it every day that no one gives you the level of service the Coverts give you. That's backed by 114 years and 6 generations serving Central Texas. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop and Highway 79 in Hutto. Find new roads.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
It's time to feel good again, but for our neighbors facing hunger, that's a tall order. The Central Texas Food Bank is still facing high demand at this time when increases in childcare costs and energy bills stretch budgets and put kids and families at greater risk of hunger. Donations made this summer will ensure that families have access to food when their need is greatest. So do your part to help hungry families feel good again this summer. Make your donation today at centraltexasfoodbank.org. That's centraltexasfoodbank.org.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
The music
event
of summer.
I'll take you dancing.
ABC tonight. It's CMA Fest's 50th anniversary.
I could not be more excited.
With performances by Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, Carly Pierce, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, and more. Plus summer's hottest collaborations. Cody Johnson and Reba McEntire, Miranda Lambert and Avril Lavigne. Come on! Dierks Bentley, Elle King, and Lainey Wilson host.
CMA Fest!
Tonight on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Chad and Zay.
Welcome back to Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9 AM, 1260. Chad Hastings on vacation. I am Zay Collier, joined by Cameron Parker. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. Follow me on Twitter at @ain'tthat_Zay. Cam?
No, I'm not even going to try.
Not even going to try? Yeah, yesterday I gave Buck these last 2 days all layups. I went back to his time, a lot of Motown, a lot of funk, and...
Well, Ella Fitzgerald?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten this, but little ZZ Top.
So that was going to be my guess, I swear to God, but I was like, man, I don't know. Because if I say ZZ Top and it's wrong, then I'm going to have to deal with the Specs text line, so...
Yeah, that could be a little cruel. But it's all right. When I'm on remote and stuff, I'll be mucking up too. It gets bad. You're like, really, Zay? For somebody that plays all this music.
It's the pressure, man.
It is a lot of pressure.
It's like, you've seen that game show where it's like you got to like know the lyrics? It's like, man, I don't know if I could do that. Because like with the pressure and the cameras on and you got, some celebrity hosting it or whatever. You got Steve Harvey next to you. It's like, what's the lyrics to Billy Joel? Like, ah!
Yeah, did you feel the pressure when you did the donut challenge?
Yeah, I did. But I would set up to fail though. I mean,
what does that mean?
I just
set up to fail.
Yeah, I just the deck was stacked against me. Say like I want to redo it again. We're actually supposed to do it I think Friday, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen.
Are you switching up the donuts?
With Jeff? Well, because when Jeff went and got the donuts, the gentleman at Shipley's who set it up for us, huge shout out to him. He was like, "Do you want the regular ones? Or you want me to, make you some bigger ones?" And Jeff was like, "Let's go with the biggest, dense ones."
Oh, come on, Jeff! Come on, Jeff. So, that's a setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
like,
that's wrong.
I didn't have my head in the right place. It was a poor game plan on my part, bad execution. I got to do better. But Zay, I mean, if with the regular Shipley's donuts, I think I could do it again.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It might be something in August when I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I feel you. I absolutely feel you. I don't know if I could have done it. I might look like I could do it with the LBs that you see, but nah, man, I like to take my time when it comes to food. Like, I'm that guy that would finesse somebody in an eating contest, and once you hear the gun shoot off or the whistle, whatever starts you, I'll just take my time eating the pie, eating whatever. Like, it kind of grosses me out watching Chestnut do what he do.
See, if it was like 3 a.m., because I feel like you're the hungriest at like 3 a.m. for some reason, I think I could do it.
Okay. That is different. 3 a.m. hunger.
Completely different.
It's very different. Especially after a night out or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
It's very different. But, yeah, still got a lot of sports talk coming up on this show. We got Justin Wells, Inside Texas, and On3 Sports coming on at 1. But... some petty stuff going around college football, and I really appreciate it because it has to do with Oklahoma and not Texas. Brent Venables versus Deion Sanders. Have y'all heard about this? Brent Venables has kind of said some crazy things last week, Big 12 Media Days, when he was referring to his football team, which In 2022, went 6-7, definitely not up to those people's standards up there in Norman. So a lot of people, they want Brent Venables' head already. Like Lincoln Riley, when he was there, he was the man. Offenses felt like they were scoring 50 a game, Heisman winners, the whole nine. And Brent Venables coming in from Clemson, the vibe was not there. So Brent had to say this. I gave guys 12 months of grace. I was unlike Deion. Ouch. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's 3. Go to class, live right off the field, and when you show up here, you show up with respect and appreciation with your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start. A year ago, I challenged guys. I wasn't like Deion that gave guys a bunch of pink slips. Twice, Cam. He threw Deion Sanders' name out twice, which, if you don't know what Brent Venables is referring to, when Deion Sanders first got to campus at Colorado, he made that very infamous speech about, there's going to be a lot of change, a lot of baggage up here, and it's Louis. I'm getting rid of most of all of y'all because what we have in this room, I don't think y'all are my type of guys, and that's it. Which, to Brent's point, is a little cruel because it's kind of like you're already telling guys you have no chance, which instead of, seeing what guys are made of, going back, watching film as a coach and understanding, even though Colorado was really bad last year in 2022 when I wasn't the coach, this guy's good. This guy's good. This guy does his job. This guy can maybe help us. Maybe the backup can help us. Who knows? Maybe this guy's a good rover guy in special teams. Like, it seemed like Deion didn't give anyone a chance once he got to Boulder. And I heard great interview with Mac Brown on like the Tower of You, Jeff and Craig the other day, and he said something that stood out to me, Cam. He said, when I chopped it up with DKR one time, and he told me straight up when I told the guys whenever Mac was giving one of his speeches that they quit on us. They quit on they quit on the team. And DKR let Mac know, like, Mac, you need to change the way you say that because you might feel that way, but not everybody quit. Go back and watch that film. Not everybody quit, bruh. Some guys out there were busting their ass, but it's a team game, so it might look like that. So to Brent Venables' point, like, he gave guys at Oklahoma an opportunity to show them something, and it clearly didn't pay off because they lost more games than they won. And to what Deion Sanders said, which we'll get to in a second, I want to hear your opinion on Brent Venables. But yeah, man, that's to throw Deion's name out there twice. That's pretty bold, Brent. Pretty bold.
Here's my thing with that, Brent. You took over for an Oklahoma team that won 11 games the year before. You had an Oklahoma program that was the top of the Big 12 college football playoff players on your roster. Colorado won 0 games the year before, Zay. Like, I don't understand. Where is this animosity coming from, by the way? Why does Brent Venables?
Yeah, something must have happened.
Like, I'm trying to. Do they overlap?
I don't know where did he play? I don't know where Brent Venables play. Y'all probably let us know on the Specs text line 512-337-3776. But Deion must have juked the hell out of him back in the day, or something happened.
He played at Kansas State for 2 years, but I don't.
What year was this?
91 and 92.
So Deion was already in the league.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, again, like, some guys just don't like others. Like, you can not like the way somebody operates or their coaching philosophy, but it was interesting. Like, he didn't have to say Deion's name. He could have said all this stuff. I gave guys 12 months of grace. That's it. He didn't have to say I gave guys 12 months of grace, unlike Deion. He didn't have to say, like, I challenged the guys. I wasn't like Deion that gave them guys a bunch of pink slips. And the greatest thing, which you knew Deion Sanders, he going to respond. Whether he has a foot or not, he is going to respond. And he said, first off, to the gentleman from Oklahoma, it's coach to you. There's a saying about glass houses. We had a roster turnover the way we did because we had to. If coach wants to talk, let's talk. I wasn't the one-handed of Ferrari. He already had, to what you're saying, Cam, multiple NFL linemen on that Oklahoma roster before arriving. Colorado didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher from the previous coaching staff. Oklahoma is one of the best programs in the sport. When was the last time they lost more than 2 games? The Ferrari crashed, and it's smoking. So Deion went Deion, which, Brent, you asked for it. Like, you asked for this. Like, you could have your opinions and feelings, but I disagree with you saying the name. And there's a lot of things I disagree with what Deion Sanders did. Like, I thought he should have at least kind of, read guys out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just kind of, let guys prove themselves a little bit more than how he came in, which he came in crazy. Like, obviously he has to be on camera and stuff. And when he talking about the bag is Louis and guys are coming in to take your spot and stuff like that, like, even though they were awful last year, 2022 Colorado team, they still deserve that respect with their coach leaving and them about to have their lives changed. Like, they came in to play for that coach.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't come in to play for Deion. So, yes, he should have been a little bit more, sympathetic, but yeah, he wasn't.
Well, also, like, why is Deion's name in his mouth? Like, as a Specs texter texted in, hey, coach, worry about your own damn team. Yeah, I mean, you won 6 games last year. You lost to your biggest rival 49-0. You didn't score any points, and you're in the Big 12 Media Days. A huge year, by the way, because you're going to the SEC next year, and there's a lot of talk about how will Oklahoma be positioned. And you're talking about Coach Sanders at Colorado in the Pac-12. Like, I don't. Why isn't Venables focused on this year and getting the right guys in, and like, hey, we don't care, like. Deion is building his own culture in a program that doesn't have the facilities, doesn't have the funding, doesn't have the endowment that Oklahoma has, right? Like, Oklahoma's been an established football program. Colorado, sure, they've had their moments here and there, but they're not where Oklahoma's at. So why is Venables worried about that when, hey, your ass is on the line this year, by the way, because you only won 6 games this next season, and you weren't even picked to win. Where's Oklahoma's picked to finish in the Big 12 this season?
Some have
wasn't first.
Yeah, some have them at like 2. Some have them around 4. Depends.
Let's say 2 or 3. So I'm not sure why Venables is worried about this when he should be worried about, winning football games. And as a coach who's from Dabo Swinney, you figure to be better. Like, can you imagine Steve Sarkisian, whether you like Sark or not, can you imagine him ever saying something like this? No, because he came from Nick Saban. He knows where that's, he knows what to say as a coach and what you don't say. You don't call it other coaches. Remember the Saban Jimbo Fisher stuff after
beautiful.
that? And Saban realized quickly, hey, that was my bad. Maybe Saban was just a little bit cranky, but where is this coming from Brent Venables? I feel like he should know a lot better.
Yeah, I completely agree, which, he put his foot in his mouth, and he's going to have to live with it. And, hey, just Will Smith, keep my name out your mother mouth. Like, that's just all it is. Worry about your team, Brent, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll be back. This is Chad and Zay, Cameron Parker in the building. I'm Zay Collier. Crap Bag coming up on the Horn.
Year 2 of the All Flex team is here. Let us know who you think the best players are in Austin area high school football for 2023 by going to FLXATX.com or tagging FlexATX on social media. Remember, all positions, including punter, kicker, return specialist, and long snappers. The All Flex watch list will be revealed the week of July 24th. So let us know who needs to be on it. The 2023 All Flex team on the Horn.
It's the perfect time to transform your home or business with fresh new color. The team at CertaPro Painters of Greater Austin handles every detail worry-free from start to finish. CertaPro Painters is a painting service you can rely on here in Austin, whether painting inside or out. John Bunnell and his team are ready to protect and beautify your space with a fresh coat of paint. Go with the pros at CertaPro Painters of Austin. Get your painting project started today at CertaPro.com.
That
That's Serta with a C.
Running a small business takes grit and determination and a communications provider that's got your back. That's Spectrum Business. Fast, reliable communication solutions that keep your business going. Get 300 megabits per second internet, just $49.99 a month when bundled with Spectrum Business Connect, the all-in-one phone system that lets you work from anywhere on any device. And get a free mobile line for a year. Visit spectrum.com/go faster. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Hey, what's up, folks? This is your lifetime Longhorn Rock Babers. It's summertime in the great state of Texas, and the best way to beat the Texas heat is with a nice ice-cold Bud Light. All the best things about summer are even better with Bud Light. Whether it's Alicia Keys performing live at the Moody Center on July 24th, or Lil Baby on July 28th, or Slightly Stupid live on stage at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater on July 22nd, or the Austin FC with home matches at Q2 on July 21st and July 29th, don't forget to break out the Bud Light. Bud Light brewed deep in the heart of Texas, and proud of it.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chronic joint pain has a snowball effect. It's not just the pain.
What that did is just make me depressed that I couldn't get back into the gym, and I was inactive, gaining weight. I had to find another alternative.
And for Chad, that alternative was QC Kinetics and the non-surgical natural biologic treatments that can give lasting relief to aching hips, shoulders, knees, and backs.
Once they explained it, it made sense. Putting what we have inside our body back into us in a certain strategic way to heal up in a natural process was fantastic.
QC Kinetics treatments take place right in the office. No downtime, no surgery. And as for the outcome,
I'm just back to bouncing around, having fun, doing my work, living pain-free.
Don't let chronic joint pain rob you of your quality of life. Discover advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. Call now to learn more. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
Don't miss the sizzling summer sale going on now at Crestview RV. Every new RV marked down for summer fun. Crestview RV in Buda, I-35 South, exit 220 next to Cabela's. And in Georgetown, I-35 North, exit 268. Online anytime at CrestviewRV.com.
Chad and Zay.
Oh, the saxophone. Yeah, we going back, Cam.
Is it the 80s?
Yes.
Because I hate the 80s music.
Oh, what?
I'm out on the 80s, man.
This is the best music. Especially to classic flicks and classic shows like Miami Vice was hard. Knight Rider, Fire, all that stuff, man. Fast Time, Ridgemont High.
I don't know,
Eddie
man.
Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop, all the music in all of those movies and shows, elite.
If I'm power ranking the decades by music, I think 80s might be dead last, going back to the 60s.
Good grief, Cam.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 60s and 70s, 1 and 2.
60s?
Yeah, man.
70s,
Beatles?
I get it. The Beatles can't carry the whole 60s.
I don't know.
though.
When you're the greatest band of all time, you might be able to.
Oh, wow.
Got some early Stones, early The Who.
Yo, my father-in-law
Jimmy.
would love you saying Beatles greatest band of all time. You know, when Chad put me on the Beatles record, when we were doing our, album list and movie list and stuff, I was impressed. That was the first Beatles album I heard all the way through.
Yeah.
Revolver. Yeah, it was solid. So they're good. Do I think best, greatest of all time? I don't know about all that.
Do you have a greatest of all time? Because, all of that's just, it's really relative.
You're right. You talking about just band?
Yeah. See, it's I like doing like the same way how people ask me about like, hey, rank your top 10 NBA players. I like, and it's boring because it's not good radio, but it's like I like ranking them in tiers, man. Like I think it's better to do it in tiers. It's like you can have like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin would be like in tier 1 for me.
Okay.
The same like, hey, who's 1 or 2? And it's a little tough. It's like, hey, MJ or LeBron. It's like you could say MJ's the GOAT, but you have to argue LeBron is probably still in that tier with MJ, right?
For
exactly.
Sure. Yeah. Welcome back to Chad and Zay. That is Cameron Parker. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. I am Zay Collier. Chad Hastings is out for the week, but we're having a good time. Time for the crap bag.
Chad's crap bag.
Crap bag. If you need an easy way to remember it, just think of a bag of crap.
Crap bag brought to you by AV Consultations. Shout out to Tom McKay, 512-255-8678. Or go to avconsultations.com. And Cam,
what we got?
I am struggling with this because if it's not the NFL and it's not college football, it's hard for me to watch any type of football on TV. I watch high school football too. Like you do a great job with McNeil. I love watching different high school games. You know, Craig Way's a high school football legend. But USFL, miss me with
Tough,
that.
yeah.
XFL, miss me with that. And now the Arena Football League will be back in February 2024 with a 10-game season at these locations. There's going to be a team in Boise, Bakersfield, California, Chicago, Denver, Colorado, St. Paul, Minnesota, Lake Charles, Louisiana, which, wow, Cincinnati, Ohio, Orlando, Oregon, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Tallahassee, Nashville, Tennessee, Washington, and West Texas, and there will also be an Austin team.
Is this the same league that Antonio Brown had owned the team and got kicked out of the league?
I don't think so, which we'll get to Antonio Brown later. He's absolutely out of control. I don't think so. I think this is like, I don't know if they're going to bring back the Wranglers, but which I never saw a Wranglers game. I know Bucky Gobbo and Aaron Hogan, they used to do Wranglers games. Play-by-play in color.
Yeah.
They used to get that bad. They always talk about how they missed that money. So who knows if they'll get the call to maybe come back.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm all for guys trying to prolong their football career because I get it. Like, it's hard to give up the sport. When I stopped playing basketball after my 1 year at Paris Junior College and I realized that was it for me when it comes to any type of competitive sports, it was hard to give up. Like you have some dark days. So those guys that, you know, play in these different leagues around here, these Pro-Am leagues, and again, XFL, USFL, and now the Arena Football League, I salute them. But at the end of the day, the quality ain't the best. And it's tough going from the NFL, greatest athletes in the world, college football, just the ambiance that brings, the feeling that brings. Like, ain't nothing like Saturdays at DKR against the right team.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That Alabama game, that was epic. Like, going to the Cotton Bowl, like, ain't nothing like college football and what that brings, everything that comes with it. So going to these leagues and stuff, it's hard for me to watch and lock in. Like, I don't know where they're going to have these games at. Will they be at Moody Center, HBC Center, hell, Irwin Center? Who knows? But I better have the freest tickets in the world. Like, I have concession stand and stuff. Like, everything has to
play them
come
at House
with
Park.
And plus, the arena game's like what, 6-man, 7th-man? So
yeah,
that's different.
I think it's 7-on-7, right?
They got guys in motion coming in a dead sprint and stuff. Like it's a different game, and that's hard to adjust to also. But I don't know about this league. I don't know how it's going to go because The Rock and the XFL, they lost a lot of paper this last year. A lot of money, which he says he kind of expected it. They're expecting to make more money in 2024. But I don't know how these leagues last when you're competing with college and the NFL.
8 players, by the way.
8 players, okay.
Yeah, I love football, college football, NFL football. You know, I probably consume it more than any other sport, you know, live and breathe for it. Can't wait for the NFL season to start. I cannot get into these knockoff leagues like USFL.
You call them knockoff?
I just can't. The brand of football is just
leagues.
It's not the same. Like I would much rather have Air Force San Diego State versus, give me the Tallahassee Snakes versus whoever, right? Like random football, I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Can't get into it.
And I will admit, like somebody on the Specs text line made a really good point. And like you said, with it being 8 men and, they got the walls on the side and, the goalpost is, a little skinnier and stuff. It's way more appetizing than XFL, USFL. Way more. Even though I do like some of the XFL, some of the things that they do, with the kickoff, that's not too shabby, and just the little quirks that they have. Like, I think that's cool and all. But yeah, just the quality, dog. It's tough. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch.
Nate says, "Bring back the lingerie bowl."
See,
come on, Nate. Take a shower. Take a cold shower, bro.
Nate, man, I'm not Zion horny, but I can appreciate that statement. Like, those women, the way they be looking, them some athletes too. They represent. They definitely need their love. Hour 1 is wrapped up. Cameron Parker's in the building. Appreciate him. Follow him on Twitter, Cameron D. Parker. We got Justin Wells, Inside Texas, and On 3 Sports coming up in the top of the second hour. I am Zay Collier. Chad Hastings out of town. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn.
Ball don't lie.
Someone there says, my tooth fairy gave me food stamps. Hey, if you give me the right food stamp, that's more than I got.
Exactly.
You can go buy something with it.
Yeah. 50 cents back then, you was good.
Someone says, when I was a kid, I got $15. Ooh. $15. That's a Westlake kid right there. Hey, what's up? Shout out Westlake. Shout out Westlake.
If they gave you $15, that's like, just to let you know, this is for all of them.
Yeah,
this is for all your teeth. I'm paying you up front.
Weekdays 3 to 7 on the Horn from the UBO Business Services Studios. You're listening to KTXX FM and HD1 BK, KTAE AM Elgin, K270CO Round Rock.
O'Reilly. Refresh your ride at O'Reilly Auto Parts with the new Art of Car Care line from Turtle Wax and LA street artist Mr. Cartoon. Whether it's a detailer to give your paint that extra shine or wheel and tire products to keep them spinning in style. Plus, get 2 times O-Rewards points. Get Turtle Wax and Mr. Cartoon's The Art of Car Care exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ironworkers Local 482, building Central Texas since 1935. You see their skilled craftsmanship every day with Austin iconic landmarks like UT Memorial Stadium and the Pennybacker Bridge. Ironworkers Local 482 Union is hiring 3,000 people right now for a huge new project. Enjoy full benefits, a pension, and a rewarding career. Becoming a member of Ironworkers Local 482, you accept a challenge to give your best each day while shaping Austin's economic development. Apply today at ironworkers482.org. That's ironworkers482.org.
Diamonds Direct's Midsummer Savings Event is happening right now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, and in-store designer appearances. Take an extraordinary 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for the summer. The best savings, the best selection, the best value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry shopping event. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
I don't want to go to bed at night dreading waking up in the morning, knowing that I'm going to feel like a rusty lawn chair, getting out of bed and getting opened up and not being able to really move for a couple hours really throughout the day.
For former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter and those dealing with daily aches and pains, QC Kinetics regenerative pain treatments are a game changer, providing long-lasting relief.
Go into a specific joint, a specific region, and then help promote that healing process using your own body's mechanisms to heal. I mean, that's been something that's pretty powerful, and there's no surgery, there's no downtime.
QC Kinetics natural treatments help the body heal and restore itself. No more rusty lawn chair.
It's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
Pain relief the natural way. QC Kinetics. Call today for your complimentary consultation. Find out if you're a good candidate for treatment.
Call QC Kinetics. 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303. 603.
It's the #1 preferred gentlemen's club in all of Texas.
Palazzo.
Your premier location for world-class entertainment and those famous tantalizing Palazzo girls. When it's time to unwind, it's time for Palazzo Happy Hour. 7 days a week from 5 till 8 with $4 domestic beers and $5 you call it. Mondays and Wednesdays, lunch through dinner, the 5-star Palazzo kitchen features a sizzling steak, fries, and salad for just $8.99. Wow, only $8.99 for a tender, juicy steak and sides. And don't miss Super Spin Tuesdays with $69 bottles open to close.
Palazzo.
There's free cover for ladies every Thursday at Palazzo. And guys, Palazzo is the favorite bachelor party destination in Texas. Ask about complimentary limo service for any big party. When it's time to celebrate, you know where to go.
Palazzo.
On Ben White Boulevard in the heart of Austin. Just minutes from downtown.
This hour is brought to you by Apple Leasing, where you only have to pay for the new half of the car or truck, the half under factory warranty, and any make, any model. Click appleleasing.com and see how easy it really is.
Guests on the Horn appear courtesy of the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina Hotline. Vaqueros now delivers and offers curbside pickup. For info on placing your lunch or dinner order, visit vaqueroscafe.com.
Hour number 2, let's get it. Welcome back to Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9 AM 1260. Chad Hastings still out of town. I am Zay Collier, and it's going down. Cameron Parker in the building. Follow him on Twitter, Cameron D. Parker. Follow me on Twitter at @ain'tthat_Zay. And this might be one of the best Texas of the day. Quit being an apologist for that B-ass, classless Neon Deion Sanders. Problem isn't that Venables called him out. It's cowards like you and other fake mouthpieces that won't do the same. I said that Deion was wrong in a way. I definitely said that. I just don't think it was cool for Brent Venables to throw him out there. That's all I said. But cool, appreciate you. That's what the Specs text line's for. Appreciate y'all. Love the hate. I appreciate the hate.
In other words, say you don't have Brent Venables' fire hose fully inserted in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't want that. That's something that I don't want. But
you have Deion's, though, apparently.
Yo, man, that hot step's legendary. That's what I'm saying. Deion must have torched their teams back in the day. Might have been a Miami fan, maybe a Florida fan. We know Deion was the man at Florida State. I don't know. Maybe they were, a fan of all the other teams in the NFC South during the Atlanta days. We know he got rings with the 49ers and Cowboys. So I get it. Deion's out there. He's a different type of character. But, when he played, he was great. So I can't knock that one bit. But yeah, it's been a fun day already. Hour number 2, getting it cracking. And we are going to the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina hotline. This guy is kind of a big deal. Always comes on with us every Wednesday. He's an East Texas legend on 3 Sports inside Texas. Justin Wells, what's up, man?
Hey, now, good to hear your voice, Zay. I missed you guys last week, and so I woke up this morning hoping I would get that call from you pre-production because it's just not the same when I don't get to chat with Zay Collier on Wednesdays.
I know, man. Likewise, man. I definitely missed you, but we know you're one of the busiest guys out there, getting all types of Texas Longhorn coverage. You do a great job, and you've always been great to me, and I appreciate you, man. By the way, you got the Big 12 Media Days on Thursday, correct?
Yeah. I was in St. Louis. I was doing some recruiting stuff earlier in the week, and so I only got the second day of Big 12 Media Days.
Okay, now I know Ryan Wingo is from St. Louis. Is that anything that, is that why you were down there, or was it for other reasons?
Oh, man, it's always about recruiting.
Okay.
That's the only reason. And I was fortunate enough to hang out with Ryan for the day. I got to see his family, got to hang out with his coaches and his teammates, and it was a great experience. I like going on these trips and really getting a deeper dive into the player, really getting to know the kid, getting to know kind of where he comes from, their backstory. The best way to tell a story is to go and get it. You got to go get the story. And so made the trip up to St. Louis, hung out with Wingo and that group. Texas is squarely in the mix. They've done a tremendous job. Steve Sarkisian really started the relationship with. He laid the foundation, and then Chris Jackson has come in and been tremendous. He took one day out in the spring where Jackson came to East St. Louis University High, where Wingo goes to school, and spent the entire day there.
Wow.
He went to classes. He talked to teachers. He talked to coaches. He waited for after practice. He watched practice. I mean, he did everything Ryan Wingo, and that really resonated with the On3 industry ranking 5-star. He's a tremendous talent, about 6'2.5", probably 210, 215 pounds. Texas squarely in it. Tennessee is one to watch. He really likes that offense. He really liked watching Jalen Hyatt take home the Biletnikoff last year. And ultimately, I asked him, what's going to be like one of the, if not the biggest factors in your decision? And he said, wide receiver play, wide receiver production. And if Texas has any shot, and they do, it's going to be what Xavier Worthy puts on tape, and A.D. Mitchell, and Jordan Whittington, and Isaiah Nayor, and Jonte Cook, DeAndre Moore. I could go down the roster. It's going to be that production. It's going to be that playmaking ability that's going to help Ryan make that decision on December 20th.
Hey, Justin, you just mentioned this commitment date, December 20th. Do you think there's any chance that Ryan may see the production from Texas or another university and be like, all right, that's my school, I'm going to commit early? Or do you think he's a guy that's probably going to be one that's going to be locked in until that December 20th commitment date?
That's a great question. I even asked him about it. I said, ideally, how would you announce it? And he said, you know what? It would be the last day of school, the first day of the signing period. I would go to the ceremony, commit, pull out the hat, get in a car, drive to the airport, get in a plane, and fly to my new school all in the same day. That's the ideal situation for Ryan. And it's funny because he's such an introspective type kid. He has a lot of insight, but he also left the window open. And he said, I could wake up and just know where I want to go. My heart will tell me where I want to go, and I'll make that call. He goes, right now I'm planning for it to, to stretch out the season because he wants to take a few more visits. He's going to be at Texas A&M in late July. He wants to take an official at Miami. He's got some buddies down there. He may make a return trip to Tennessee. And so he still wants to take a few visits. But, yeah, I think he's going to stick with that date. But he did leave the window open a little bit for the possibility of an earlier decision. And so right now, and that actually benefits Texas. The longer this thing plays out, the more it benefits Texas because the more you see production on the field in 2023, you're going to start seeing more of these offensive guys start to drop. And I think Wingo, don't be surprised. Don't be shocked if Ryan Wingo is at the Red River Shootout in mid-October. Just putting that out there.
Red River Rivalry. Excuse me, Jay Wells. Red River Rivalry. You got to get that right. You got
Negative.
Oh, that's why I love you, man. That's why I love you. I like the old school too, man. Let's keep it OG. That's where it's supposed to be. We're speaking with Justin Wells, Inside Texas on 3 Sports. Follow him at Twitter, Justin Wells 2424. Jay Wells, Sark said at the coaches clinic this past week that it's all about celebrating Texas high school football coaches. And you just said it's all about recruiting and Sark building those relationships, even with the transfer portal being what it is. He knows how important it is to develop these relationships with these high school coaches so you have good relationships with their players. How have you seen him progress with these relationships with these high school coaches compared to maybe a Tom Herman or a Charlie Strong?
That's a great question, Zay. His personality's just different. Charlie Strong was a really good recruiter. He was a very kind of a simplistic way of recruiting, but he cut right to the chase and he didn't play around. He was very transparent, and it went well. He was a player's coach. I thought Charlie was a tremendous recruiter. Then you had Tom Herman, who he was a decent recruiter. I'm not so sure about how good he was at the relationship side of it. I know he was good at the X's and O's. I know he was good at building a roster, a physical competitive team, but I don't know how well he developed those relationships over the years. Not as good as Charlie did, and dang sure not as good as Mack Brown. Steve Sarkisian, he's really grown on these coaches because he's so transparent and he's so open and genuine about what he wants. He's not going to go into a school, offer a kid, and then ignore him for the next 3 months. He's going to build the relationship with the kid. He's going to build it with the recruiting coordinator. He's going to talk to the parents. That's something Sark does really well. We have yet to see how his offensive prowess is going to be viewed. This is going into his third year. And so this will be the year that we see this offense really take the lid off. They want to go vertical. They really didn't have the guys to do it the first 2 years. They have it this year. And so I think when he's selling to these players and to these Texas high school football coaches, look, he wants the majority of these kids from in-state. There's no reason not to. But at the same time, he's a national brand at a national power. You got to go nationwide like ZZ Top. You got to hit California, the modern day school. You got to hit Florida. You got to hit the Southeastern region, especially when you're 12 months from joining that conference. But at the end of the day, he understands you're going to make hay in the state of Texas. If you're going to be dominant in this state, you're going to have to get a good chunk of the talent that's here. And I think he's done a really good job with that. Just getting closer to these coaches. He was close to the guys on the West Coast. He built some relationships in the SEC region, when he was at Alabama. And now that he's been in Texas a couple of years, you're seeing, if I go into a high school, these coaches like Sark. And I can't say the same thing about the two previous head coaches. Sometimes I go to places where they didn't necessarily like him, or they didn't necessarily see eye to eye, or they didn't like the way an offer was handled or a recruitment was handled. I don't ever hear anything about that with Sark. There's no put his feet on the desk and ask for a cup of coffee that we had heard from one of the previous coaches. Sark is more laid back. He's more down to earth. And that's the beauty of this season coming in, is these coaches have a quiet confidence. You saw it at Big 12 Media Days with the players. There's a quiet confidence there. There's a lot of growth there. And I think the more that happens, the more the program gets better, the more you see on offense, the more what Sark is selling to these kids in state is going to be magnified. And I think that's how you build it. It's not just telling them how you're going to do it. Now you got to show them. And I think the way he's handled kids and relationships is really good, because word of mouth in recruiting means a ton. You're recruiting two of the best offensive linemen in the country out of modern day, Brandon Baker and DeAndre Carter. They're very important. You know who else is important? The next class. 2025 running back Jordan Davidson, one of the best in the country. 2025 wide receiver Marcus Harris, one of the best in the country. And so that word of mouth is just as valuable as what you try to put on the field. And I think Sark encompasses all of that.
One guy, Justin, they've been selling hard to is Colin Simmons, the 5-star defensive edge from Duncanville here in the Dallas area in Texas. He's a guy that just tweeted out today, Justin, that his commitment date is coming soon. It felt like possibly he was going to wait till the end of the season, kind of like Ryan Wingo, but maybe that's going to change, huh, Justin?
Yes, that's going to change. At Inside Texas, we, after the official visit, nobody in the state – nobody – hold on a second. Got the weed eater right behind me. Of course, they would go right by my window when I'm talking about the most important recruit in the 2024 cycle. After that official visit, I'm telling you, like, nobody had a better time in Austin than Colin Simmons. I mean, nobody. Wow. And I think it put – Texas was already up at the top with LSU and with Ohio State, with a little bit of and Texas A&M in the mix. And I think it actually gave them the lead. And now you have to look at it like, okay, he had talked about wanting to take this decision to the end of the season. He wanted to be thorough. He wanted to take his time. A lot of times the 5 stars, that's what they want to do. They have that leverage. They have that. They don't get expired offers like most offers. People don't understand. Most offers to regular players they have expiration dates. They didn't have that. Colin Simmons can do what he needs to do. And he made it clear to more than a few sources to Inside Texas, that decision's probably going to come this summer. That decision's probably going to come pretty soon. And just like that, he tweeted out this morning, got an announcement coming soon. And so just don't be surprised. He's a guy that understands. Sark and this staff has been incredible at recruiting every position on the field except edge. That's the one spot they haven't really hit an elite guy in the last couple of cycles. Colin knows this. Colin knows he can come in and be that final piece. Last year, Texas was one of the best defenses in the country at getting pressures on the quarterback. They weren't as good at getting to the quarterback. They're getting closer, but they need to close that gap. Colin Simmons is the gap closer. He knows that. He relishes in that. His family loves the Texas staff. They love that proximity. And remember this, nobody recruits players harder than other players. Colin Simmons grew up with Jonte Cook and Anthony Hill and Manny Muhammad and Jordan Johnson-Rebel and Corey and Gibson. These guys all played together, and they all know each other from the Metroplex. And they, to me, are the most important recruiters of all. Not surprised that a decision could be coming quick. It really goes along with what we've been reporting. And so at this stage, if you're a Texas fan, just be prepared.
While we wait on Colin Simmons' commitment, Justin, Dontre Robinson will be announcing his commitment in less than 24 hours. The 4-star 2024 defensive lineman, 6'3", 315. He's a kid, Justin, that if Texas commits, he could be a key to that interior defensive line, right?
Oh, no question. Last year they only took one defensive lineman, Sadir Mitchell, out of Bergen Catholic up in New Jersey. Now, Sadir is a ginormous human. I mean, he equates to like 2.5 normal humans, but it's only one player. You got to stack that roster. And I think the big mission in this class was, hey, in 12 months, we're going to be playing in the SEC. We need to have an offensive line and a defensive line that looks like they're from the SEC. And that's exactly what they're trying to do on the D-line. They've already got Alex January, the 6'4", 320-pound D-lineman out of Duncanville. They've already got Melvin Hills last week, the 6'3", 275-pound defensive lineman out of Lafayette Christian Academy in Louisiana. DeAndre Robinson would be the third, and it looks like the number's going to be 4. It looks like that's the number Bo Davis wants, because don't forget, not only do they kind of have to restock in this 2024 cycle, that D-line, you got a lot of guys that could be, ahead of them that could be leaving. You got Devondre Sweat that's going to be playing in the league. You got a Byron Murphy that could leave early. You got an Alfred Collins, a Vernon Broughton. I mean, they've got some real talent there, and a Trill Carter that they brought in from the portal that's going to be a valuable depth piece. And then don't forget, Bo Davis doesn't like these guys taking more than 25, 30 snaps a game. He likes them to be fresh. He thinks they're better when it's in a rotation. And so that's why I think the number's 4. I think that's why DeAndre Robinson is so important. This is a Florida kid. Sunshine State, grew up loving the Florida Gators. He grew up an hour and a half from their campus. Florida is the team that Texas is battling here. And just remember, whatever he decides tomorrow, and we just posted a decision preview at InsideTexas.com. Be sure and check it out. I made it free for the masses. Whatever he decides on Thursday, the recruitment isn't over. If for some reason he picks Texas, Florida is not going to relent. It's kind of similar to last year with C.J. Baxter, the running back out of Orlando. He was one that he committed early, but Florida State kept on, even though he remained strong and wound up signing at the end of the day and enrolled early. They kept coming at him. I can see something very similar happen with DeAndre Robinson, no matter what he decides on Thursday. And I like where Texas stands right now, but we'll let him make that announcement tomorrow evening. Florida's not going to stop.
Yeah, Jay Wells, until those guys make it on campus, that recruiting should never stop, especially in this day and age of college football and recruiting. We're speaking with Justin Wells, Inside Texas on 3 Sports. Jay Wells, I feel like the University of Texas is the only school in the world where you know who the starting quarterback's going to be, but there's still talk about the backup quarterback, which all of, national media will be talking about with Malik Murphy and Arch Manning. And what we saw in the spring game, a lot of people are thinking, okay, Malik, he should have the upper hand, and Arch, this is what was ideal coming in, him maybe redshirting. But with what Sark said at Big 12 Media Day, that's clearly not the case. That QB2 battle is very open.
It's open, And then it's kind of open. You know, what's he supposed to say? You got to remember that. What's he supposed to say? Yeah, we've already anointed Malik. You know, Arch, you know, he had a rough time in the spring game, so we're just going to let him redshirt. You can't say that because truthfully, you don't know if that's going to be the case in the summer. You know, this summer, those guys are working out. Those guys, and let me tell you something, they are all friendly. In the last couple seasons, there's been a quarterback room in Texas where the guys weren't always liking each other. There was, you know, a particular quarterback in the last 2 years that really kind of poisoned that quarterback room. Now you're at a stage where they all like each other. They all pull for each other. They all help each other. You know, Arch Manning came in one of the most prepared high school quarterbacks you're ever going to see. And you still see how much he has to work to get to that Division I game speed level, competition level. To me, it's Malik Murphy. It's Malik Murphy until it's not. I think Malik Murphy has earned it. I think he has put in the work and the development. You know, Sark, people talk about Sark getting these big time quarterbacks, but you got to talk about the development. Malik Murphy is a prime example of Sark taking a quality developmental guy and turning him into a monster. And this is a guy that it's well known probably could have left at the end of the semester and went to greener pastures to potentially start. But Malik is not like that. He loves Sark. He loves Texas. He loves that locker room. And unless something crazy happens in the fall, Malik Murphy is going to be your backup quarterback in 2023.
Jay Wells, one more before we let you go. I know we're holding you a little longer than usual. I know you're a very busy man.
Never too long, man. Never too long. And no 3-second lane in the paint.
I dig that, which that's a good segue to what I'm trying to talk about now. Coach Terry and this basketball team. It seems like with Ethiel Horton coming from UCF, it looks like this team could get back to really being competitive and making some moves when March comes around. Do you like how Coach Terry and this coaching staff have built this roster, and are you satisfied with it?
I'm very satisfied. Listen, you know, Coach Terry took it on the chin. Right after the Final Four, you know, he gets the extension, he gets the interim tag taken off, he gets that full-time gig, and then 2 weeks later, Ron Holland ruins everything. And it's just like, and people were down on Coach Terry. And those are people that don't understand the nature of high school basketball, college basketball, pro basketball, and the way things go. They don't understand how that works. And Ron Holland is a rare talent. You can't knock Coach Terry for that one. That's going to happen. What did he do? They just went back to the drawing board. They went into the portal, and they found some guys. And you know me personally, a team's success is going to be predicated off their ball handlers at the college level. If you can shoot and handle the ball, you're going to be in every single ball game. Bringing on Oral Roberts point guard Max Amos was ginormous. Getting Tyrese Hunter back, even bigger. These are guys that can handle the ball, they can distribute. Tyrese has a little ability to kind of create his own shot. But essentially, you have ball handlers, and they still have guys that can shoot the ball pretty well from the outside. I think it's going to be the big thing for me is Dylan Mitchell coming back because we saw him flash last year, and people thought, well, he was a 5-star. He should have played more. You don't understand the game. That wasn't part of him being – he was never a big scorer. He was an athletic big that was a great defender that had an offensive game that needed to kind of mature. He's worked on shooting in the offseason. I know when they had the NBA camp stuff, he was one of the better shooters out there. And so I think Dylan Mitchell is a guy that people may have forgot that he's still going to be there. And so I give Coach Terry a lot of credit. I'm satisfied. As long as they brought in a couple more ball handlers and a couple of guys that could shoot the ball, that's what keeps them competitive. That's what keeps them get that momentum from that Elite Eight run. And the fun thing about Coach Terry is that, you know, like I said, Ronald Holland was a bad beat. That just burned on every side that you can. And that's going to happen from time to time when you recruit the top 5 and top 10 kids in the country. But Coach Terry didn't bat an eye. They just went back to the drawing board. They went to work. They found some guys that they could get in the portal that could contribute. I think the roster's filled out nice. I think they've got a good chance at a decent class coming in with 2024. And I love the Cooper Flagg offer here recently. That recruitment's got a long way to go, but he's dipping his toe into that one. He's giving some chance into that one as well. And so for people that wanted to kind of knock on Terry a couple weeks after he got the job, that seemed a little premature. That seemed a little silly because, you lose a Ron Holland. You lose a Trey Johnson. That's part of college basketball recruiting. But Terry didn't fret. They went back to the board and they filled out the roster. Now they get to compete in what is going to be really competitive Big 12 conference in the 2023-2024 season.
Yeah, U of H coming into the conference is going to be really exciting. The last year for the University of Texas. That is Justin Wells, Inside Texas on 3 Sports. Follow him on Twitter at Justin Wells 2424. Jay Wells, we appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Justin.
Zay, Cam, always a pleasure. Nothing but love.
Absolutely. That's my man, Jay Wells, East Texas legend. And yeah, Cam, I'm excited about this basketball team too. Coach Terry, Jay Wells is right. He got a lot of heat from a lot of different ways. Right after that game ended in the Elite Eight, everybody was wondering, okay, he got the job, but he inherited Chris Beard's team. Can he get his guys? His record at Fresno State and UTEP are kind of like Steve Sarkisian's, like what has he proven? And he's built a roster that's going to be very competitive, and I think it's going to make some serious noise once March comes around.
Yeah, I think anytime you look at a team that's had success one year with a new coach and then have kind of fallen off, you kind of go back and say, well, I guess that first year he didn't have his guys, right? He had the old coach's guys. That's correct, but remember, Rodney Terry played a big part in recruiting a lot of those players, including Sir-Jabari Rice. A lot of the guys, the recruitments he was involved in, he was the primary recruiter because Chris Beard basically said from the beginning, RT, I want you to be the guy who handles the recruiting trail and I'll focus on the team. So a lot of these guys really are also RT's guys. But what he's done this season after, losing Holland and Johnson, and honestly, say you're in high school, you play high school basketball. If you get offered 6 figures to go play professionally and you want to play in the league, yeah, you're taking it. I don't want to play college basketball. I don't want to go to class. I don't want to be up at 6 a.m. to take media law. I don't understand why people are upset at RT when, hey, these kids wanted to play NBA basketball. They don't want to go to class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and study. They just want to hoop, right? It's a move we're going to see more and more and more, especially with the G League, too, after what we've seen from Scoot Henderson already. But besides that, for RT, what he's done, he's built a lot of athleticism, He's got depth, and I feel really good about this front court as well.
Yeah, the front court, I'm so excited about. If you think about these guys playing big with Dylan Mitchell maybe at the 3, definitely has to improve his ball handling, but he could definitely do that. And, his shooting, it definitely has to improve, and I think it is. But you think about him at the 3, Dylan Dessou at the 4, Caden Shedrick at the 5, Zarek Oyema coming off the bench, Alex Anamekwe, you got him coming off the bench, which I think he's going to be underrated.
Yeah.
He's going to be fighting for the minutes. It's going to be tough, but it's going to, he's going to be fighting for minutes because he's just too athletic coming out of the Dallas area. You still got Brock Cunningham coming back. He might be 30 years old.
Again?
Oh, yeah, he's back. But he going to give you what Brock gives you, and that's toughness, that's heart, and that's leadership. And when Brock's hitting that 3, the team looks completely different. So the front court, they're big, they're going to be physical, they're going to be athletic, they're going to be skilled, and you have to win in multiple ways to win a national championship. If you look at all the teams that have won it, they've had great guard play. If you stop the guards, they were able to throw the ball inside and get buckets from their big man, and I think this team could do that. I like Ethio Horton. He could flat out shoot it coming from UCF. We know Max Abmas is an absolute dog. He's lit up college basketball, even though he was at a mid-major coming from Oral Roberts. I think Tyrese Hunter has a huge chip on his shoulder because he had that slump last year, and with him being one of the, Letterman guys coming back, his leadership, his responsibility is going to go up, and I think that he's going to prove a lot this season in a way that he didn't last year, just, adapting to the Chris Beard situation. Now Rodney Terry taking over, coming from Iowa State to Texas. I think Kendall Weaver is going to be good. I think Chris Johnson is going to be good in the long run. I am very excited about this Texas basketball team.
Yeah, my 2 questions when the season ended was who's going to take that role of Marcus Carr? Because remember, Marcus Carr hit a lot of very clutch time buckets down the stretch to win a lot of games. And I think RT found that guy in Max Abmas. I know he played mid-major. The guy is still a bucket. He is still a bucket. The next piece was, all right, Jabari Rice, he was probably the second best player on the team besides Dylan Dessou in the tournament. I think
overall, if you say the whole course of the year 2022 and 2023, he was the best player and most consistent.
Regular season, I agree with you, Zay. Who's going to fill that void? I don't think it's going to be one guy. I think RT kind of went out in the portal, and it's going to be a multitude of guys. You mentioned Kendall Weaver. It's going to be Onyema. It's not going to be one guy. Now, how do they gel? Because I think last year, after the moves that Chris Beard made and RT, I thought the ceiling was a Final Four team. Now, for this year's team going in, what do you think the ceiling is for the roster that RT and his staff have constructed?
I think it's the same.
Same thing.
Final Four team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it feels like less hype for some reason, which I think is a good thing for Texas.
It's definitely a good thing, right? Especially with U of H coming over. Everybody's going to expect Kelvin Sampson's team to do big-time things. So
We've heard about those scrimmage games, the closed-door scrimmage games. Now we're going to get to see them for real.
You're right. But shout out to Cameron Parker. Thank you for co-hosting today. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. Chad Hastings on vacation. I am Zay Collier. This is Chad and Zay. We'll be back on the horn.
Hey folks, it's Bucky here, and I want to tell you about one of my good friends over at Syntex Tickets, Shelby. The best local sources for tickets you need. Syntex Tickets has tickets for every event, from college football to college basketball, NFL, soccer, the theater, Las Vegas, and of course Broadway, South by Southwest, MotoGP, and the PGA. Syntex Tickets is also the best source of tickets for the University of Texas and for future Longhorn and A&M tickets and more. Visit syntextickets.com. Yo, Shelby, get them to me, and get them to me quick.
Hungry? Get a thick, juicy steak, fries, and salad at Palazzo for just $8.99 every Monday and Wednesday from 11 to 7. Just $8.99 every Monday and Wednesday. Palazzo, the #1 preferred gentleman's club in Texas. Palazzo on Ben White Boulevard.
Hey, what's up, folks? This is your lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers. It's summertime in the great state of Texas, and the best way to beat the Texas heat is with a nice ice-cold Bud Light. All the best things about summer are even better with Bud Light. Whether it's Alicia Keys performing live at the Moody Center on July 24th, or Lil Baby on July 28th, or Slightly Stupid live on stage at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater on July 22nd, or the Austin FC with home matches at Q2 on July 21st and July 29th. Don't forget to break out the Bud Light. Bud Light brewed deep in the heart of Texas, and proud of it.
Skip the surprise add-ons and hidden fees and come see Henna Chevrolet.
I went to this one Chevy dealer, and they wanted $5,000 over sticker for all these absurd additions that were packaged as add-ons. I came in because of the online price, but apparently that wasn't the actual price, so I left and went to Henna. Long story short, I love my new Silverado.
For crystal clear pricing, find new roads at HennaChevyAustin.com.
Hey Austin, Craig Way here, telling you now's the time for life-changing LASIK. Don't let a busy summer schedule get in your way of clear, hassle-free vision. Schedule your free consultation at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and enjoy all of your favorite summer activities without the hassles of contacts or glasses. Sharp Vision offers LASIK starting at $495 per eye and guaranteed financing. That's right, guaranteed financing. And for a limited time, get up to 2 years interest-free financing on your life-changing LASIK procedure. Go online or give Sharp Vision a call and schedule your free LASIK consultation today. Voted Austin American Statesman's best of the best corrective eye surgeon 3 years in a row, Dr. Nicholas Lancaster and the team at Sharp Vision are ready to make your contacts and glasses a thing of the past. For LASIK starting at $495 per eye, guaranteed financing approval, and up to 2 years interest-free financing, go online or call to learn more. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK, official LASIK provider of Austin FC.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's
QCkineticsBEL.com.
Real people are getting real and lasting pain relief at QC Kinetics.
Who would have thought that I would be in better shape now than after I got out of the Marines at 22? It's great to be active again.
I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Are you tired of living with chronic joint pain? QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged tissue, natural healing agents from your own body, so your body can heal itself the way it was designed, with no pain pills, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Thanks to QC Kinetics, quality of life is just a lot better.
Definitely changed my life.
Call now to see if regenerative medicine could be the answer you've been looking for. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics have proven protocols that can give you lasting relief now, and the consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303. That's 512-593-4303. 512-593-4303.
Chad and Zay.
Welcome back. Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9 AM, 1260. See Hastings out on vacation. Cam Parker filling in for him, co-hosting. Follow him on Twitter, Cameron D. Parker. Follow me on Twitter, @_Zay. Cam, got anything here? This is a classic. I know you've heard
Is this the Four Seasons?
Yeah.
Frankie Valli?
Okay. So
They got some bangers. They have some absolute bangers.
Now, this is 70s, right?
No,
so
this is like
makes
60s.
Oh, it's 60s? Okay, so this really makes sense. It's either 60s or 70s. This ain't 80s.
Because Frankie Valli does that, hi. See, I can't do it because I don't. My balls dropped. But he has that. Yeah.
Yeah, December 1963. Yeah, man, it's a good funk right here. I like this.
December 1975. Actually, so you were right, Zay. It is the 70s. I thought it was the 60s, but it is the 70s.
Yeah, they're going back in the 60s. References December 1963. Oh, what a night. But yeah, I get it. Nothing like no nostalgic music. Oldies, classics. I never gave you my answer for my favorite era of music. 60s will probably be least favorite.
Okay.
Which
I'm guessing
I don't think
90s
I've heard
is number
enough.
one for you?
No, R. Kelly really messed that up for me.
R. Kelly messed a lot of things up for a lot of people.
Yo, if R. Kelly wasn't R. Kelly and just made great music and wasn't toxic as hell in prison for all the nastiness and sliminess that he done, then 90s probably, yes. But I can't listen to them.
Yeah. So are you done with R. Kelly? Like,
can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Ever. Which makes me so mad. Like, you know how mad I was that I couldn't play Ignition Remix at my wedding? Like, he took that from us. And I mean, you can play it, but I like to think I have a heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to think, I know I say some crazy stuff. I be wilding out here, but I draw a line, Cam. And R. Kelly, I can't do it. Sorry, can't do it.
You'll get like a minute into that song and people will realize it's R. Kelly and they'll stop dancing.
Yo, I've been at weddings where R. Kelly was played and I took my ass right off the dance floor. And there was a few that followed me and we all gave each other that look of, hey, respect. Can't do it. Some people don't see it that way. That's fine. They don't put two and two together, or they try not to, make it relatable. Whatever. Again, to each his own. I can't do it. Sorry.
Are you there with Kanye or Michael Jackson?
Oh man. See, at one point with Michael, I was because they had an HBO special.
Yeah.
Where the kids that
was tough.
He apparently abused, they were talking on there, but they took that off. And I think they took it off because all those things that were going on might have not been true.
Yeah.
So Michael, we know he had his faults and stuff, but that's a little tough for me too. Kanye, we still play Kanye.
Every day. I don't care what he says.
See how
I know he's crazy, And he says something that he probably that no one should ever say, but I mean, you can't get past. He is probably one of the most creative geniuses ever to walk this planet when it comes to music.
Yeah, true that. So yeah, Kanye, I feel myself like, should I be playing this? But when I hear the yeah, good morning,
yeah,
graduation and stuff, and late registration, all
especially with how
dropout. Come on, man,
with how bad the rap game is right now, and there is just no good new hip hop being released. Like Kanye's getting played more and more.
You're not an Uzi guy.
I like Uzi. Did not like his last Pink Tape. No,
it's weird. It's a little rock and roll. There's some jams. There's some, but
I wasn't ready for the transition from trap beats to heavy metal on Uzi. That was not ready for.
That's his vibe, though.
Yeah,
that's Uzi's vibe. Like Yachty, all those guys, they're different, man.
Yeah, Yachty's out of the rap game completely, apparently, right? Because now he just makes kind of like EDM type beats music, right? That's what I've heard off his new album.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Took the walk to Poland.
Yeah, no more. Yeah, no more. What was the Minnesota song that he did? And One Night, all that stuff's gone. Yachty's moved on.
That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. But appreciate Cameron Parker for joining me today on this Wednesday. We are 45 days away till Texas football, 50 days away till the NFL season kicks off. Let's get to the Flex ATX segment.
Flex ATX for the best high school sports coverage. Listen to the Horn and go to FLXATX.com. Flex 30 is brought to you by Brain Vault. Brain Vault is a revolutionary and patented mouthguard that has been proven to help reduce the risk of concussion. Visit BrainVault.com and join the movement.
And Cam, you saw this guy all year long calling Round Rock Dragons baseball games. Got drafted by the Nationals last week. Travis Sakura, get that bag, young man. See, it's kind of like what Jay Wells talking about with Ron Holland, which we all know. Like, you can't be mad at Coach Terry or Ron Holland for going to the G League route and not coming to Texas. Just like you can't be mad at Travis Sakura saying, you know what, Coach Pierce, I appreciate what you do down there. I'm from the area. It would mean a lot. But this money is different out here. So, see ya. Major leagues. I know he has to go through the minors and work his way up, but hey, shout out to Travis, man. That's big time.
Yeah, his asking price I heard was between about $2 and $3 million, and he got it. $2.6 million signing bonus from the Nationals, well above that slot where he was picked 71st, about $1 million. But the Nationals, they picked Dylan Cruz in the first round and Morales, the third baseman for Miami. So they knew that they would have some money that they could use more on Sakura, and it worked out for him. And congrats to Travis. He's got that fastball that can get up to 101 miles per hour, 102. He's a nasty kid on the mound, but he's a great, even better human being off the mound. He just comes from a great family. He's a very respectful guy, and he's going to develop in that Nationals organization. He's not going to be a kid that probably is going to be they're going to push him through the system aggressively. They're going to, let him work on his slider and his changeup, maybe a fourth pitch, not sure. But he's a guy that a lot of people projected him as possibly the best prep pitcher out of this last year's class.
How mucked up is this? I just had the hardest chemistry test of my life. Now I got to go face a guy that's throwing 101. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, that ain't what high school's supposed to be about. Them the memories that you don't want, man. Like, that's where you could get traumatized. Like, I get it. If you had to face Travis Sakura this year and you were in the box, salute to you, just getting in the box and dealing with the heat that he was throwing, because guys in the show ain't touching that.
I won't forget the season. Ron Rock played Manor in baseball, and Manor did not get a hit. I don't think they had a hit against Travis or even a walk. No bases, I guess, rather. But they had 2 balls in play. Both were outs. They still celebrated going back to the dugout, because they were so ecstatic that they hit a ball from Travis Sakura. That tells you how good he was. There was multiple kids who, these are great athletes, right? Who would, after a strikeout, they just look back to the dugout laughing, because it's like, I can't hit this, because, there's a lot of great, high school pitching, but you don't face high 90s that much. Probably, and a lot of these kids probably have never faced it except for going against Travis Sakura. So it was always a joy to see Sakura, the reactions that he would elicit from opposing players.
Yo, man, that's hilarious. That reminds me of the Dream Team back in '92 when they were beating the brakes off of everybody in Barcelona, and then the guys were trying to ask for pictures and get autographs. Like, Mike, okay, yeah, y'all beat us by 70, but I need that John Hancock, bro. Like, come on now. And I get it. Sometimes when you around greatness and stuff, sometimes you just got to keep it real with yourself. Like, hey, this guy's out of my league. He's clearly going to be a pro one day. Like, yeah, I feel those Maynard guys. I feel them. I dig it.
And the reactions from Michael Jordan, you know, who's this all-time competitor, seeing the guy he just crushed ask for his picture, because MJ would never, ever even think about asking for a signature from a guy who just destroyed him on the court, and now here's MJ dealing with that during Spain. That I could never get enough 1992 Dream Team content.
Oh, it's amazing.
Books, movies, whatever. I can never get enough of it.
Since it's summer and nothing's really going on, they need to just play those games. Yeah. Like, I know the USA FIBA team, 2023 FIBA team that's going over to, I don't know, they're in some Asian country. I don't know exactly. I think Philippines, different parts. But that team is getting ready to go.
Indonesia.
Okay,
yeah.
Appreciate that. They need to bring back just hardwood classics, all of those games, because that team, they just play with people. Like, it was a joke, and it changed the way basketball is today. Like, it put people on, like Tony Parker, Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili. Like, all of those guys grew up watching the Dream Team with Michael Jordan, Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Magic, Bird. Like, the iconic players on that team. And Christian freaking Laettner. I still don't know how he made that team. That was a serious muck-up.
Because Isaiah Thomas. That's why.
So ridiculous.
That's why.
Bring Shaq Diesel in. I get it. Christian Laettner and Krzyzewski, he was on that roster. So that makes a little bit more sense. But still, that's an absolute joke.
Don't sleep on Canada.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Don't sleep on Canada.
We got to get to break. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about in maybe the 3 o'clock hour. That's Cameron Parker. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. I am Zay Collier. Follow me on Twitter, @Zay. Chad Hastings is out on vacay. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn.
The Spa at Kalahari Resorts is proud to offer wellness days for locals. Enjoy services to relax and rejuvenate the mind, body, and spirit. Pamper yourself with luxurious massages, facials, and nail services. And de-stress in the Halotherapy Salt Room. Spa Kalahari also features a hydro escape with a dry sauna, steam sauna, indoor hot tub, and heated outdoor pool. Locals within a 40-mile radius can enjoy complimentary valet and featured deals Mondays through Thursdays. At Spa Kalahari, call 512-651-1015 to book your appointment today.
Craig White for Divided Sky Roofing and Solar. We're about to get into our hottest season. We all know that's when higher power bills start arriving. Be prepared and save money this summer with a new Timberline solar shingle roof. Or maybe you already have a solar system but no backup battery. Well, then you're wasting money. With a backup battery, you're able to use all of the power you make instead of giving it back to the power company. Trust your roofing and solar needs to the experts at Divided Sky Roofing and Solar. DividedSkyAustin.com, 512-995-ROOF, TEC license number 37397.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings. For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now here's Rita Ballou live from inside your plumbing.
Even if your drain doesn't show any leaks or have any eye-watering smells coming from it, it doesn't mean your septic system still may not be working well. Pumping your septic tank can help improve the efficiency of your system, but you're gonna need an expert.
And that's why Hambone Plumbing is proud to announce Hambone Septic Pumping.
The same great company now offering even more services.
How do you get your septic system at proper working levels, Rita?
Call Hambone, 512-388-7030. HambonePlumbing.com.
License numbers M12470 and TCEQ 26366.
Finding a good show to watch is harder than finding a match on a dating app who actually looks like their photos.
What? That's totally me.
Uh-huh. You need Prime Video. You can add over 100 streamers, like Max for And Just Like That, a new chapter of Sex and the City, in the same place you watch the new season of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Prime Video. It's the one app to unite them all. Prime membership and Max subscription required. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime.
Hey, it's Aaron Hogan for QC Kinetics, reminding you not to give in to that constant nagging joint pain that you're dealing with. I know a lot of you have gotten to the point where it's just the new normal. It's just the way it's going to be. Nothing I can do about it. Well, you can. Take control and take back the quality of your life with the help from our friends at QC Kinetics. They're amazing non-surgical treatments that can repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advances in regenerative medicine, taking your body's own healing agents, highly concentrating them, then putting them right into the area where you have that agonizing pain. Your body will heal itself. You just have to allow it to do so. This incredible non-invasive approach helps you take back control of your body, relieving that pain in your knees, and your hips, your shoulder, or your back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and no downtime. Listen, summer should be the time you're out having fun, making memories, golfing, hiking, enjoying the outdoors. Take control now and start living pain-free again. 512-593-4303 at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. That's 512-593-4303. They have a location in Austin and Round Rock at QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303.
Skip the surprise add-ons and hidden fees and come see Henna Chevrolet.
I went to this one Chevy dealer, and they wanted $5,000 over sticker for all these absurd additions that were packaged as add-ons. I came in because of the online price, but apparently that wasn't the actual price, so I left and went to Henna. Long story short, I love my new Silverado.
For crystal clear pricing, find new roads at HennaChevyAustin.com.
Diamonds Direct's Midsummer Savings Event is happening right now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, and in-store designer appearances. Take an extraordinary 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for the summer. The best savings, the best selection, the best value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry shopping event. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at DiamondsDirect.com.
Chad and Zay.
I mean, come on, man.
It's the king.
How do you beat this? I get it. He was foul. Did some things. Were they true? Were they not true? Hanging the baby out the window. I get it. But when he was saying, boy, these hits, classic.
It's an entire album.
Entire album. The boogie. Chad and Zay on the horn, coming back with Michael Jackson. I am Zay Collier. Chad Hastings out of town. Cameron Parker in the building. It's been a fun day already. Got an hour and some change to go. And let's get it. Where are we at?
Where are we at in society today?
Oh, Cam. Another petty story.
Let's go, baby.
Getting blown up.
Let's go.
Once again. Draymond Green was on Patrick Beverley's podcast, which, talk about some characters there. Draymond Green and Patrick Beverley, like, both of their podcasts are terrific. Both of them are great personalities. Both of them are cut from the same cloth. You know, if you're not on their team or if you're not a fan of their team, you probably think Patrick Beverley and Draymond Green are a little bit dirty. And I get it. I understand that. I really can't argue. Especially you as a Thunder fan, Cam, like, you've experienced Patrick Beverley in different light. Draymond with his kicking and all
calling
the crap.
KD.
Yeah, calling KD stuff, him going when he's on his team, them fighting over one another, and then Patrick Beverley, just all the stuff that he brings to the table. But Draymond was on Patrick Beverley's podcast, and Patrick Beverley asked him about the Jordan Poole situation. If you don't know, which you've been under a rock, Draymond Green, before the season even started, gave Jordan Poole that 2-piece and a biscuit. and basically knocked him out. And that kind of just put a dark cloud on the Golden State Warriors for the rest of the year. I'm not saying that's the reason why they lost in the second round to the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of that had to do with Andrew Wiggins having his time off, leave of absence, Steph Curry being in and out the lineup, and Draymond Green thing with Jordan Poole. Obviously, like, a lot went down for the Warriors not to repeat from 2022. But Draymond talked to Patrick Beverley on why he punched his lights out. Take a listen.
I don't just hit people. Dialogue, of course, happens over time, and you usually ain't just triggered by something like that fast, to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody on my team triggering me, in an instant. We know stuff that you don't say amongst men. You know what I'm saying? We know things that you have to stand on.
Okay, so he really kind of didn't give us much there, but you've heard the rumors from rapper Cameron and Mace's show, which they got sources to. I'm not saying that they don't, but Cameron and Mace, they are different when it comes to this media game on how they look at media. They can be very out of control, so you got to take a lot what they say with a grain of salt, but it came from them first about Jordan Poole talking crazy to Draymond, calling him out his name, saying he don't get no women like Jordan Poole. I think talking about his family situation like that. And if that's what Draymond's referring to on there's things that you got to stand on, things you don't say as a man, then Jordan Poole did cross that line. And the way that Draymond was talking, Cam, he was basically saying that wasn't the first time. It wasn't like all of a sudden I just lost it that day. Like, it's been different situations where Jordan Poole probably rubbed Draymond the wrong way, whether that's not being locked in to Warrior standards, going out, because we know Jordan Poole, he likes to have fun. He's a goofy guy. He's a character. I've seen different clips of him doing some real questionable stuff on the bench, like, putting his tongue out and stuff. He's a different type of cat. So when you got guys like Draymond who got it from the mud, hard nose, and Draymond's a Michigan State guy, Jordan Poole's a Michigan guy. So if Jordan Poole's saying stuff about the rivalry, like Draymond Green, the way that he looks at Tom Izzo, that's basically his dad. I don't know his pop situation, but Tom Izzo, he's very close in Draymond's life as a dad-father-like figure. So Michigan State spent all 4 years there. He owes a lot to Michigan State and Tom Izzo. So if Jordan Poole, knowing that and him being a Michigan guy, has pushed Draymond Green's buttons, which I'm not justifying what Draymond Green did at all. Like, he shouldn't have punched anybody, but Michael Jordan did punch Steve Kerr once upon a time, and we don't say nothing about that.
Yeah.
We don't say nothing about that.
No, Draymond's a prideful guy, so don't underestimate the Michigan State impact on that at all. And also, I think the contract part is probably the biggest thing. I think, Draymond's a really prideful guy, and Poole got that contract. Draymond didn't get his contract yet. I think, that kind of pissed Draymond off a little bit. And, we heard what Cameron said. I think part of it was that, apparently someone, Poole said to Draymond, or maybe it was the other way around, they're going to be in Sacramento next year.
Yeah, I think Poole said that Draymond, yes.
Yeah, because of the contract and all that. So I'm sure there was a lot of deep-seated maybe resentment because of the colleges and also the contract. But at the end of the day, you can't punch your teammate. You can't. Draymond, you are a veteran. You've been a huge piece of the Warriors dynasty. But also look back to probably the two biggest ill-fated moments of the Warriors dynasty. It's the 3-1 loss, which stemmed from Draymond getting too many technicals because he was out of control. And that's how he plays. Sure, it's how you play. You don't have to kick people in the nuts all the time. You don't have to. I play basketball probably once a week. I don't kick people in the nuts. I don't do it. And the second part is the punch, because I think a big part of the Warriors' season this last year, because they looked disjointed, we mentioned the Wiggins part, but when you punch your own teammate, you're not going to have a lot of trust. So Draymond, I know Golden State, they re-upped him with this big contract, which I thought was a good move, but I just don't see how, no matter what you say, take it offline. Don't punch your teammate.
Yeah, and the difference between Jordan punching Steve Kerr back in the day, cameras weren't around. I don't even know how media handled that back then, if they even did. With Phil Jackson, knowing him, he probably said, hey, this stays within the locker room. don't say nothing to nobody about this. This is just team stuff, which that happens all the time. Like, when you're going against one another, all these guys are alpha males. These guys are competitive. Like, things could get very heated, but I agree with you, Cam, especially this day and age. Like, there's cameras everywhere, and the person that put that video out, they're messed up. They probably don't have their job anymore working for the Warriors. But, yeah, Draymond, you cannot do that. And Jordan Poole, his dad, actually had something to say about those comments. He went to Twitter.
Boy, did he.
Anthony Poole, he said, I'm stand on this. That is some BS. Wow, Anthony, we gotta get that corrected a little bit. It's all right, dog. You're a little emotional right now.
Lost some brain cells reading this tweet.
I think he was a little too hot to realize that grammar is a little off. JP was his guy, and he avoided me all last year. He is a soft-ass B, and I'm standing on this, and he didn't apologize to me and my wife. So he lame, and me and him can meet anytime he wants. Fighting words, Cam.
Ooh.
Pops saying, don't disrespect my boy. You can get it anytime you want. Now, Mr. Poole, I don't think he owes you an apology. I mean, if you're around a lot, backstage and stuff in the locker rooms, which all the families usually are, and I'm sure Draymond's family's back there too, you probably should go up to the parents because you're going to see them a lot of the time, and that could be awkward and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Poole, I apologize for what happened with your son, where we're just being competitive. It got too heated. I am sorry. But obviously that didn't happen, and Pops coming to his son's defense. I could appreciate that.
I love when NBA parents get involved in the NBA drama. It's the best stuff ever. I mean, this league it can be so stupid at times when you have Draymond Green and Jordan Poole's dad getting into it. And we talked about earlier outside the show, Zay, was a fake NBA account tweeting about drama between Draymond and KG, and quotes that KG said about Draymond. Draymond thought they were actual quotes from KG, tweeted at KG, and KG said, Draymond, it's a fake account. Fix this, Elon Musk. Like, I mean, you can't. We're in the craziest timeline right now, Zay.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Butt Crack Sports, they could get you like all of those bootleg sites and bootleg pages on Twitter and social media. You got to be careful because people out here talking crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, Cam, and I've had a lot of fun today. But we got an hour left on Chad and Zay. Cameron Parker in the house. Follow him on Twitter, Cameron D. Parker. I am Zay Collier. Follow me on Twitter, @that_Zay. Chad Hastings out on vacation. This is The Horn.
From the UBO Business Services Studios, you're listening to KTXX FM and HD1 BK, KTAE AM Elgin, K270CO Round Rock. Bucky and
I've
Aaron.
been watching too many of those National Geographic deals with 30 Below, where they're out there with all kinds of animals and things like that in Alaska and Wyoming. No, the deer thing is done. I'm way too old to fight that deer now. My younger days, 20 years ago when we first started eating, I'd go ahead and take that deer on. But now that deer would throw me right out of this 4th floor window. I mean, kick me right.
I got the deer.
You got the deer, yeah. But I'm thinking I'm more now.
I had the deer back then too, by the way.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Weekdays from 6 till 10 on The Horn.
Hey, it's Aaron Hogan. Bud Light is my choice, and it should be yours. Bud Light brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because where there's fun, there's going to be a Bud Light, or maybe a couple. Every bottle, every can, every draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create that clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is also the official domestic beer of the University of Texas Longhorns. And all the summer events throughout Austin, Texas. The Round Rock Express will be back at the Dell Diamond soon. Another homestand, cold Bud Light with a ball game, perfect, especially on a Fireworks Friday. Always be safe and smart. Be an adult with your adult beverages, but do it with a nice cold Bud Light. The colder, the better.
Quicker games, more action. Baseball looks different in 2023. So do the Texas Rangers. Summer is fun again in Arlington. Make your plans to catch a game or two this season at Globe Life Field. More teams than ever are coming to face the Rangers. Great matchups, lively crowds, and climate-controlled comfort await you at the ballpark, along with fun giveaways and City Connect Fridays. Grab your tickets at Rangers.com.
You can find it online, you can build it online, and you can have it delivered right to your home. LeafJohnsonFord.com. You don't have to come see us to get your new Ford. We'll come see you at LeafJohnsonFord.com. Not only can you get your best price, you can have your trade appraised and pick the financing option that fits you and your family. The entire process is right at your fingertips. And remember, every Leaf Johnson Ford comes with a 7-day money-back promise. Check it out online at LeafJohnsonFord.com.
Guests on the Horn appear courtesy of the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina Hotline. Vaqueros now delivers and offers curbside pickup. For info on placing your lunch or dinner order, visit vaqueroscafe.com. Chad and Zay.
I wonder if Jordan Poole went home and listened to this right after he got his ass knocked the hell out. Because this is fighting words music right here. Welcome back to Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9 AM 1260. I am Zay Collier, Chad Hastings out of town, Cameron Parker filling in. You recognize this, Cam?
Is this Ether by Nas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure. Thank God.
Arguably the greatest diss song of all time. There's a lot, like you think of Tupac and gosh, what's that song? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. That's because I'm hearing Ether right now. But when Tupac said I mucked your wife, Biggie was talking about Faith Evans and stuff. Hit him up. That's up there.
Yeah, hit him up.
Hit him up. No Vaseline,
Yep.
Ice Cube, where he was dissing NWA and crew. Even Hove, when Hove dropped, gosh, I want to say Renegade. It's not Renegade. It's on Blueprint 1, though. And he was the first one to drop a diss track, which Nas responded with Ether.
Yeah, I think it was Renegade, right?
I don't know. Somebody gonna tell me.
Eazy-E had the Real Mother G's. That was a good one.
Who's he dissing on that?
Everyone from NWA. He called
Really?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I didn't know that.
People forget though, Jay-Z and Nas ended up squashing their beef.
They did.
Black Republican, I believe, was the song they came up together
They
with.
did. I didn't see Nas at the Rock Nation brunch. So which, don't look too much into that. People say I be reaching on this show, which sometimes I reach, Stockton's one of my favorite players of all time. I could reach a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. That makes the show fun. That makes this, profession fun. But Takeover. Oh, man, he went at Nas in that. Some people say that's a better diss track because Hove's telling the truth while Nas is getting a little, he's stretching the truth a little bit. Like he's really going at Hove on Ether. But, yeah, man, I love a good diss track. As long as it doesn't lead to violence, which I know I mentioned Tupac hit him up and stuff. But, like, as long as nobody ends up in a coffin, like, I'm good with a cool beef. Like 50 Cent, one of the greatest beef artists of all time. Like he had beef with everybody. Talk about somebody that didn't like anybody in the rap game. 50 hated everybody. Fat Joe, Ja Rule. Like he went at everybody back in the day, and he still got beef with Ja Rule. It's like 20 years later. They old ass, grown ass men still got beef.
He had beef with Tekashi's 6ix9ine. Like, I mean, I guess when you get shot 40 times and you live, like it's like, okay, I'm gonna have beef with everybody. I don't care.
That's true. Who can you trust?
I'm unkillable. What'd you think of Future's diss line against Russell Wilson?
Ooh, that's so petty. But at the end of the day, like Russell, he does some things that are pretty fugazi, unauthentic. You know what I'm saying? Like Russell, and if that guy is taking care of my son, that can hurt your pride a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I don't think Future should have responded like that. Like, what'd he say? Like, F Russell, just flat out, like that.
Yeah, his first off the single Turn Your Click Up with Quavo, the Migo rapper, I got it out the field, F Russell. So, it isn't confirmed. Isn't confirmed.
It's catchy. I got it off the field.
It's a good beat. Good song.
F Russell. I dig that, but I don't know, man. Like that's really toxic because now Sierra's gonna have to tell baby Future, like, because he's old enough where he's hearing it at school.
I feel like the Wilson family, like they're the type of corny family that their kids can't have like a cell phone until they're like sophomore in high school.
Don't put Sierra and that Russell stuff, man. It's only been a year. You can't taint Russell's, his whole tenure in the NFL. Like, to Seattle, Russell, I'll take that. This past season, the subway, running on the plane, all of that stuff, very, very corny. I will admit that. But come on, Cam. Sierra, she brings them back to earth.
That's true.
She pulls a lot of weight in that relationship.
Is Russell Wilson the worst quarterback to have raise your own kid? Like out of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now who are starters, I feel like Russell Wilson would be the worst.
See, that's the thing. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier with the Netflix special quarterbacks and stuff. I think if we would see Russell in everyday life, I think we would be more sympathetic to him and understand that, okay, he's like one of us. Because like at the end of the day, when you have kids and stuff, you become corny no matter what. Just because you're a pops, you're a dad. You know, you have to be a little bit corny to be a good dad. Mm-hmm. You can't just be, you know, all tough and stuff and like, you know, those Adrian Peterson days, those are over with. You can't be like that. So I think we would get more respect for Russell if we saw what he did behind the scenes. But yeah, man, what we saw this past year, hopefully Sean Payton could change that. Hopefully Sean Payton had a talk with Russell Wilson and said, look, or maybe made a call to Pete Carroll. I don't know what their relationship was like, but the whole Nathaniel Hackett thing, like that was just bogus. And Russell, like it was embarrassing last year. It was to watch how just weird. It was just weird how, you know, how he was. And like what he did as a football player and as a father, you can't compare the two. So maybe that works for the kids. What we saw as, you know, a football player and just the NFL, you know, being marketed by the NFL, being a face of the NFL over the course of his career, to see what we saw last year, very questionable. But if he applied that to him being a father, hey, that probably works. And that's probably what Sierra loves about him.
Is there two more different people on this earth in future in Russell Wilson?
Oh, man, talk about somebody that said, I am going completely against this life. Like, you're exactly
Complete
right.
opposite.
Like, you're talking about a dude that was always on the road, drinking lean, messing with who knows who, because you know Future wasn't loyal or any type of faithful. The way that he be talking, like, I got 2 women and they both sisters. Like, them some jams, but I think Future's really living out these lyrics. And Sierra, she ain't going to be embarrassed. Like, she has her own status. You know, she got her own. She's a big, you know, entertainer herself. So she didn't need that. And I think she got caught up in it just because that's what her being an R&B singer in the rap game, like, she got caught up in it. And she probably wouldn't regret Baby Future, but she definitely regrets probably a lot of what happened in their relationship. And now you got Russell Wilson, who before last year couldn't have been more of the standard. Like, it was guys like Tom Brady and then Russell Wilson. Like, that's who you looked at as, hey, I want my quarterbacks to be like this, especially quarterbacks who don't have the measurements of the ideal quarterback. Like Russell Wilson, him being, 5'10"? Like, he goes completely against the grain of what you consider NFL quarterback should be. Seems somebody like Justin Herbert, who's 6'6", like, that might be too big because of guys like Russell Wilson. So everybody's different at the end of the day. But yeah, man, like Russell Wilson, like he was it. He was it. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what the different Broncos do this year. I don't think they're going to win the AFC West. That's the Chiefs until Patrick Mahomes leaves. But yeah, I think they're going to be way more competitive than they were this past year.
He's listed at 5'11". I think that's kind of that's a little helpful. I think he's more 5'10", 5'9". Future, by the way, he's 6'2".
Okay.
He's a big dude. And he can hoop, too. You seen those mixtape videos of him hooping?
Oh,
I mean,
it's been a minute. I have to go check those out because I'm not thinking what you're thinking. He can really hoop like J. Cole hoop?
No. And I mean, I guess when you're being guarded by Lil Uzi Vert, I mean, anyone's going to look like Michael Jordan, right?
Lil Uzi Vert's a smooth 5'1", soaking wet. 5'1", 128 pounds, if that. Little Uzi is tiny out here. Hey, here you go, Cam. You asked about what any quarterback would you want not watching your kid. Somebody said Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That might be, especially with the way he feels about family. And he jumps around from woman to woman, which he's single now, so he hasn't been single in a minute. Look out for that, New York Jets fans. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, family obviously isn't the main priority with the way he did them.
No, and like instead of like giving like children's Tylenol, he's gonna be giving the kids ayahuasca, whatever it is. Some of those natural herbs and oils crap instead of just medication. Yeah, I agree with that text.
Man. Yeah, it might be Aaron Rodgers, but hey, just like the quarterback special on Netflix, when we see Hard Knocks, we might look at Aaron Rodgers in a different light, even though he's already against it and made it very known that he's against it.
And I mean, honestly, also, if you could probably give your kid to Phillip Rivers and you wouldn't even notice it because he's got so many.
Oh, yo, Phillip, man, number 10 on the way. And I think they've had all girls, to be honest.
Really?
I think this might be the first boy. I don't know. You might have to check that out for me for sure. I think Phillip has 9 girls, and whatever his wife is baking with right now is a boy. So he finally might have, which I don't know. That can't be right.
I see a couple boys. Okay, I see at least 2.
Because he coaches. He's coached his boys in high school since he's retired. So you're right. Yeah, he definitely has boys. But damn, Phillip, like, I get it. It's your religion and stuff. But wow, do you see this economy? Do you see this inflation? How much eggs are and little things like that? I bought 6 things from H-E-B the other day just for breakfast. I bought some breakfast sausage.
Yeah.
I brought a few eggs. What else I get? Some OJ. And a few other things.
Was that $40?
Basically, $20-something. Just like that. Just like that. That's just for me and my wife. That's it. Now you got 11 mouths to feed. And again, I know he's a millionaire.
Yeah, it helps
he's
when
done
you
well.
win
Yeah,
football.
but yo, like, you can't go on vacation, really. Like, you got college ain't getting cheaper. Tuition ain't getting cheaper.
Yeah, that's why you haven't played football.
Yeah. Somebody said on Specs text line, Mike Vick. Now look, as long as you don't have any pets, Mike Vick should be a great dad. As long no pets though, no pets.
Someone said Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
you playing Call of Duty all damn day.
that might be it. He might replace Aaron Rodgers because he's a huge Grady Dick. Like he's one of those guys that he acts like his ish don't stink. He's better than everybody else. The way that he was talking and Hard Knocks, what was it? I don't know if
2
it was
years
Hard
ago?
Knocks. I don't know. Maybe it might have been.
No, it was the in-season Hard Knocks.
Yes,
the in-season Hard
it was
Knocks.
the Amazon
yes.
Prime one.
Yes.
It was that one. The way that he carried himself, like, dude, you're a quarterback. Like, you gotta have way more of you got better attitude. Like, he's a different type of cat, and I know he's hurt coming into this season. If the
Colt
Cardinals,
McCoy.
that's what I'm saying. Colt's one of the best backups in the league. If they have a trash season and Drake May, Caleb Williams, hopefully Quinn Ewers come up in the draft, I wouldn't be surprised if they took any one of those 3.
Kyler kind of reminds me of like Johnny, his first couple years in the league, where you could tell Johnny just never matured, and it feels like Kyler just hasn't matured yet. And I think that's a huge part of why he's kind of been held back in the NFL, where it's just that level of maturity. I mean, mention the Call of Duty stuff, and like, it's fun to joke about, but even the way he acts on the football field, it's still like there's something missing with him, which is the reason why I think Arizona is going to full on go in on Caleb Williams this next year.
Yeah, there's something about learning to deal with struggle and losing and defeat. And when you're arguably the greatest Texas high school football player of all time, coming out of Allen, like, did he win 3 straight state championships? He's not used to losing very often. And I know his Texas A&M journey was a little rocky, but when he met with Lincoln Riley, he went right back to winning again. And right back to, winning the Heisman and then becoming the #1 draft pick. And, you got Cliff Kingsbury saying, I got to have this guy. I've been recruiting this guy ever since I was in college. But he comes to a team and you got leaders in the Arizona Cardinals franchise like Patrick Peterson, who threw Kyler Murray under the bus last year. Because, again, with him going to Minnesota and now he's with Pittsburgh, he said, I got nothing to lose.
And I respect that, Pete.
I respect him too. I know that he got caught up with some PEDs, which is, he was on his way to going straight to Canton. Like, I think he's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He's one of the most underrated, not appreciated cornerbacks of all time. And the PEDs is definitely going to hurt him when he retires trying to get to the Hall of Fame. But he has skins on the wall. And he's seen a lot of guys come in and out of that organization. And he flat out said, Kyler Murray, nah, this dude ain't no leader. This dude don't carry himself the right way. This dude, pouts a lot, bitches a lot, like him and Nuke Hopkins butt heads at times and stuff. And I knew it probably drove J.J. Watt crazy. Like, I thought J.J. Watt, yes, he's had his injuries and stuff, but shoot, dealing with guys like Kyler Murray, that'll take some life off your career to where you're like, man, I don't want to be around this no more. Like, it's not worth me putting my blood, sweat, and tears and body through the ringer for my quarterback to be like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's alarming. So the Arizona Cardinals, shout out to Johnny Rodgers and his brother. I know he's still up there, Jeff Rodgers. So hopefully they have a great year because he's a solid coach. But they're a team that if they struggle and Kyler Murray is still in and out of the lineup because he's hurt and stuff, then that's another thing, Cam. He's injury prone at this point.
Yeah.
But, so how much can you how many eggs can you put in the Kyler Murray basket for the rest of his career? I think his years are starting to become very limited, not only the way he carries himself, but also his availability being on the field.
I think we're going to get some Zion stuff from Kyler where we're going to hear
good comp.
Hey, he's coming back he might be ready. We're going to hear I bet you sometime the next couple of weeks, we're going to hear probably hey, week 2, week 3, and then we'll get closer. It might be week 5. And depending on how bad the Cardinals are, I mean, this is a team that's basically going full on the rebuild, right? Full on in. There's a chance that I think Kyler, that contract doesn't kick in until next year where he makes $37 million, which is absolutely insane for a guy who I believe has not won has he won a playoff game yet?
Oh,
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has
I don't think he has either. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that much of Kyler. And if I'm Kyler Murray too, I mean, if Arizona gets the first pick, they're taking Caleb Williams.
Oh, yeah. How could you not?
Caleb Williams. So
how could you not?
I don't know. I would be very surprised to see Kyler Murray on the Arizona Cardinals football roster in 2024.
Which Caleb Williams has a lot of Kyler in him, but
he's not 5'1".
Yes, he's a lot taller, and off the field, you don't hear those problems or you don't hear those issues, which that could change once you get to the league.
Yeah.
Like, that could definitely change. But great football talk with Cameron Parker. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron D. Parker. I am Zay Collier. This is Chad and Zay. Chad Hastings out for the week on vacation. Well deserved. We'll be back on the Horn.
Light the Tower with Craig Way and Jeff Howe.
Craig, I love my NFL throwback uniforms, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made it official. The creamsicle jerseys and the Bucco Bruce logo are coming back.
Well, that was a smart move for them from a marketing perspective. You may be the second happiest person in the building. The happiest one will be Chad Hastings.
I haven't seen Chad. I can't confirm if he has pants on right now or not. You know what's next, Craig? Your Rams need to bring back the Eric Dickerson jerseys.
Then it would be me without the pants.
On the Horn.
Folks, imagine selling your home and getting paid twice. I know what you're saying, Eeg, that sounds good, but how's that even possible? To sell your home and get paid 2 times? You can do it with Orchard. It's simple. Orchard makes you a solid cash offer on your home. If you agree, boom, here's your cash for your next home. Orchard handles everything from there, including paint, repair, they'll list and show your home. And if your home then sells for more than Orchard offered you, you get the cash upside. That bears repeating. When your home sells for more than Orchard offered you, you'll get that money too. So you get paid twice. And that happens 97% of the time with Orchard. Look, in this Austin market, with so many home buying companies trying to lowball you, Orchard is the outlier. They pay you on the upside when your old home sells for more. So let me ask you again, do you want to get paid twice to sell your home? I know I would, but how's that even possible? So learn how to get paid twice and get a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. One more time, Orchard.com.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, shout cheers to savings.
Jeff Quick started Quick Roofing in 1984 with one house. That one house has evolved into over 200,000 projects. Quick Roofing doesn't require any money up front until 100% completion and 100% satisfaction is achieved. Quick Roofing requires a project manager on every job site, ensuring the customer is getting everything they were promised. Quick Roofing believes if you can't take care of the customer, then you're not going to have a business. Quick Roofing has been around for 38 years. Schedule your free inspection at quickroofing.com.
Hosting a barbecue is a breeze, but managing my frequent heartburn, that was a lot more work. I would chew up to 10 antacids in one day. Now I take just one Prilosec OTC, and my heartburn is blocked for a full 24 hours. Just one Prilosec OTC a day gives me one-and-done heartburn relief, so I can go back for seconds on my world-famous burgers.
Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Real Texans are genius.
Bud Light salutes you, overly dedicated Texas Longhorn fan.
How come?
You show up to every UT football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, and ball-related sport there is.
Ping pong.
Each game, you slather your entire body in burnt orange.
Every nook and cranny.
Yes, you're brewed in Texas, and so is your Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Texas Edition Bud Light beer cans. Anheuser-Busch, Houston, Texas.
Here's Michelle's experience with Apple Leasing.
I've always been curious about leasing a vehicle, and after hearing the great recommendations for Apple Leasing, I decided to give them a call. It was very casual, and I was just curious what trading in my vehicle would look like and if I could possibly get a lower payment for a newer vehicle. And my car was at the point where it needed new brakes, and I was already getting tired of it. The kids made it messy, and I really wanted that new car smell and that warranty back. I had an idea of what I wanted, and everything was so turnkey via DocuSign. I got a brand new vehicle for less than my old vehicle's monthly payments, bad brakes and all, and I'm in love with my new ride. What's funny is I always tell myself that I'm going to drive my new car into the ground until I no longer have a car payment, but does that ever really happen? The out of warranty and wear and tear issues will always pop up, and giving Apple the opportunity to see what they could do for me on my next car was a great call.
Apple Leasing, 512-346-9977 or appleleasing.com.
Yeah, this is how it's going down.
All we need is a stage, God.
Yeah. Come on. It's on and popping, baby. The Last Temptation.
Chad and Zay.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Dealing with him. Now you miss my loving, my thuggin' thug loving. Oh, Bobby. Shout out to Bobby Brown, man. New Edition legend. Bobby gets a bad rep, Cam. Everybody blames him for Whitney. So cold.
Yeah.
So wrong. Whitney used to have her own demons. Yes, Bobby wasn't a saint, but it wasn't just Bobby. Like Whitney had that, I do air quotes, best friend that hung out, which it was more of a friends with benefit situation. And we know Whitney, like, I think she peer pressured Bobby a lot.
He was really close with Tupac, right? Bobby Brown?
I don't know. I'm sure he was. Like, I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Or what was Tupac sleeping with Whitney Houston? Because isn't there some stuff going on?
I don't think so. I think Tupac, the only foul thing that he was doing was messing with Jada.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's, you see Will, how he did Chris Rock, like that PTSD is real.
It's still there.
That is still there. And Jada,
it's still there.
She wrong. She should know that Will is insecure about those things. And I don't think she thought it would lead to what happened at the Oscars, but Yeah, well, the way that her and Tupac had that relationship, and Will's talked about it, how, because if you look at Will Smith, his rap career, and Tupac, arguably the greatest of all time, Will Smith, even though, he has his skins on the wall, he's been considered like bubblegum rapper. A guy that you don't have to put the parental advisory sticker on the album because it ain't going to get like that.
I wish I could live in the 90s during the Biggie Tupac stuff because I think Ready to Die is probably one of my favorite rap albums of all time. But hearing about the beef and how they changed the rap game and just all the other, outside the studio, all the drama that happened with Biggie and Tupac, I mean, that seems like a really, really wild era.
It's entertaining, but it's super sad, man,
Yeah.
because Pac couldn't trust nobody because before he got killed in Vegas, he got shot up in New York.
Yeah.
So when he got shot up in New York, which he lived through that, he said, oh, Biggie and Diddy and all those guys set me up. They should have known that was going to happen when I was trying to meet them in the studio. And that changed everything.
Yeah.
And everybody was watching their back and stuff. And yeah, it changed. Like we're I think year 50 of hip hop. I've been seeing different documentaries and different specials, which is crazy. Like that hip hop is that new still. Like 50, that's not that long.
And the biggest drama we have now is Tory Lanez suing Megan Thee Stallion.
Yo, he needs to be locked up. He needs to be locked up for a very long time because Megan Thee Stallion, Lord have mercy, that booty, like nothing.
What is she doing with him? What is she doing with him? That's what I want to know. Speaking of 5'1" guys,
he's a tiny brother. I agree. Before all that, though, Tory was making hits.
Yeah.
Tory was doing this thing, so I get why Megan Thee Stallion could have found that attractive. And, they could relate to the music, from a music standpoint. But I agree, man. I think she's way above Tory Lanez's status.
Yeah, she's upper
tough.
Echelon for sure, I think.
Yeah, but that's Cameron Parker. I am Zay Collier. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9, AM 1260. Let's get into Why Today Matters.
Why Today Matters, brought to you by Sinus and Snoring Specialists. Get sinus and snoring relief with Dr. Daniel Slaughter at Sinus and Snoring Specialists, 512-601-0303 or sinussnoringent.com.
Yeah, and I don't know if my partner Chad Hastings is around his phone much. I hope he's not. I hope he's enjoying his family and vacation, but he's still the program director, so he probably has that phone close by. But he would love what the Seattle Seahawks are doing.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to the 90s jerseys, the old school logo with that old school Seahawks blue, those classics, man, that's a sharp look. When you see guys like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and all those, Jackson Smith and Jigba rocking those old school jerseys, man, and the helmets and stuff. This is one of my favorite jerseys of all time. These jerseys are absolute fire.
And the Seahawks social media video, they have that tin on it from that time period. I mean, he's a Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's got the Walkman on. I mean, it's a sick video. It's a sick jersey. What do you think with the Browns all white jersey?
Those are fire.
Yeah.
Those are fire. I saw somebody on social media tweak it up somehow, which people are so creative out here, but somehow they tweaked it up to where they put the Horns logo on it. Like I said, horns in the front, because those colors, they're not quite burnt orange, but they're pretty damn close on the throwback that you're talking about. And I think that's why I like it so much, because it's sharp. That's a sharp look. Now, a lot of people are picking the Browns to finish last in the AFC North, and it's hard to argue that. I think it's going to be a battle between them and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that uniform, it's fly. I like that Browns alternate a lot.
And the Vikings are bringing back their purple people eaters jerseys too. So we have a couple great retro. I'm all here for the retro throwback uniforms, because when I would play Madden, man, first thing I would do was go to the uniform settings and I would go back to the retro ones. I'm glad those uniforms will be back on the screen at some point this year. And Chad, for sure. He might spend all 5 Chad Scrapbacks next week talking about it.
That's gonna get him from 6 to midnight. That's that. He loves these jerseys. You saw him at Big 12 Media Day talking about the helmets and stuff like that. He loves football uniforms. He loves all uniforms in sports, but yeah, that holds a special place in Chad Hastings' heart. And yeah, man, I'm all about a good throwback. I think they need to do more. Now, there's some throwbacks they need to get rid of. Like when the Green Bay Packers go to the brown helmet and like the weird navy blue and the brown
circle
pants.
around the numeral.
Trash. Never again. I don't care if Vince Lombardi, that was during his time. I don't give a damn. That is one of the worst jerseys I've ever seen. Bag those. Never bring those out again. But if you think about the Atlanta Falcons, like they need to go back to the old school all red with the red helmets.
Those are bad.
Like, I think it's the end of the 80s, maybe the beginning of the 90s before they went to the black on black with the helmets and the jerseys. But, like, maybe the first couple years Dion was there, those jerseys, so fire. Like, seeing Bijan Robinson rock the 7.
Flying
with
by.
Boy, come
Lambeau,
on, man. Those jerseys are definitely sweet.
Man.
The Cowboys, I think they need to rock the white on white more.
I think only for Thanksgiving.
Oh, come on, Cam.
Only Thanksgiving.
What?
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys have some tradition, you know.
But
there's some tradition with
they
the
were
Cowboys.
rocking those when they were playing against the 49ers and stuff in the 90s.
Yeah,
like in the
that's
playoffs,
true.
they were rocking those white-on-white jerseys. So I think they could mix it up just a little bit. I don't think you should do it all 18 games. I do like the navy blues, too, the away uniforms, even though they barely wear those. But as iconic as the uniforms are for America's team, they got spicier stuff that they could wear a lot more. But you're right, Cam, just with the tradition that they have and, you know, the presence that they hold in the NFL over all the years, they're America's team for a reason. It's hard for them to change it up a lot.
Another red jersey I want to see come back, the Patriots retro ones. Those are probably my favorite, one of my top favorite retro jerseys. The ones I'm talking about with the not even, it's not the Patriot logo, but it's the guy hiking the football on the helmet.
Oh, yeah, the ones they rocked in the 80s. Yeah, with the red joints. Yeah, those are crispy. This is the worst uniform that they've had. From Tom Brady winning his first ring early on, like they haven't changed that much to the dark blue, which the royal blue that they were rocking in the 90s, the Drew Bledsoe era, fire.
Yeah.
Those were crazy. And then they went to the darker blue
They had
and
the
stuff.
Patriot on the sleeve.
Yeah, man. Like they need to go back. You're absolutely right. They need to mix it up, which they have. You know, I've seen Brady over the years like wear those red throwbacks that they rocked in the 80s and stuff. But yeah, there's just some teams that mix it up a little bit more. I get it. Like, you know, Kansas City Chiefs, not much they could do. Not much they could do.
But,
you know
but they have a solid uniform, though. I think their uniforms are solid.
Like I wouldn't mind. Like I see Patrick Mahomes wearing this for his practice jersey, the yellow or gold or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing what that looked like. Now, gold on gold, a little tacky, but gold on white, I don't know. It might be a lot with the red OG Chiefs helmet. That's something to think about. Now, I know that's going against the grain, but, you know, sometimes change is good. Now, I never want a black jersey for the Texas Longhorns.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope.
Like on that Chris Tucker stuff. Ever. Never want that. But I get mixing it up for different teams because the crispy whites away, can't beat that. The burnt orange, nobody has that. The logo, like that's iconic. If you want to change anything, sometimes change it up from white cleats to black cleats.
Yeah.
That's
all you
it.
need.
That's
Simple.
it. That's very simple. And we would notice the difference. Hey, I know CB, he reminds us every once in a while the throwbacks that they wore when Sam Ehlinger, I don't know if it was his last year, but when
For Coach
Baylor
Froyle?
came. Yes, when Baylor came into town.
Yeah.
Fire. Where you don't, it's not the Texas logo. It's just the numbers on the helmet. Like, I wouldn't mind that once a year.
Specs X line, Pat Patriot is the name for the Patriots logo. I agree.
There we go.
Now, I think the NFL does a good job of not doing too many, uniform shakeups. The NBA, on the other hand, I think they've gone too far.
They've gone way too far.
I think when you're in the playoffs and you're wearing your City Connect jerseys or whatever, it's like, nah, man.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Regular season, wear whatever you want, but in the playoffs, stick to your home or away jerseys.
Yeah, sometimes I like mixing it up if like you have an alternate jersey that's iconic, like for example the Bulls when they go black.
Yeah.
I love their black jerseys. They don't do that enough. But when they start doing the city jerseys and you start seeing colors from the state flag or just like different cultures in the neighborhood, like when the Miami Heat go to the Windward neighborhood colors or the Miami Vice colors, that drives me nuts.
Really?
The pink and the blue and stuff. And
Yeah.
I love Miami Vice. Like, Miami Vice, cold show to me. Like, that's a throwback show that I definitely mess with. But those colors, man, and they always change it up. Sometimes one year they went all pink with a little bit of blue. One year they went black with the pink and blue and the white with the pink
It
and
was
blue.
like the Spurs Fiesta jerseys mixed with Miami Vice.
Yeah, I don't know. The Spurs green jersey this past year, that wasn't bad.
I didn't even see the green one.
That wasn't bad.
Oh, I looked this up.
You don't remember? Yeah, that was one of their jerseys this past season. They rocked green for the old school logo. I didn't see any pink in there, but yeah, it was.
Oh,
fire.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's
bad.
not bad. I just for a couple games a year, sure, but when you get to the playoffs, it's just like it's like if the Lakers wear the Minneapolis Lakers jersey with the blue during the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
It's like, no, you have one of the most famous uniforms of all time. Stick to the gold in white.
You're right. That's yeah. Spurs need to bring back the Iceman George Gervin jerseys.
Yes.
For Victor
Yes.
Wembanyama, bring those back. Bring those back.
With the numbers colored in black.
Yeah, man.
Gray outline.
Oh, God,
sexy.
those are cold. Those are cold. Where we at in society, why today matters. LaMarcus Aldridge turns 38 today.
All right.
Lifetime Longhorn. Man, I feel bad for LaMarcus Aldridge sometimes. I know he probably wouldn't take away anything from his pretty long NBA career, but I think he left Portland too early because I don't think he believed that Dame would become Dame.
Mhm.
Like, Dame was good. He was an all-star, when LaMarcus was there, but Dame wasn't Dame. He wasn't shooting the 50-footers almost for half court for game and, in my opinion, looking like the second best shooter of all time. And then he goes to San Antonio and he's expecting Kawhi to be there for the long haul, and we all know what happened there. So LaMarcus Aldridge, he had a lot of bad luck, but had a really great career, was really good for the Texas Longhorns, left early his sophomore season out of the Dallas area, and happy birthday to LaMarcus. He turns 38 today, Another birthday today, Adam Morrison turns 39, the Gonzaga legend who went number 3 to the Charlotte Bobcats. Never panned out, which is unfortunate. Not everybody can be great, but when it came to college basketball, Adam Morrison at 6'8", had handles. The hair was a little mucked up, but had handles, could shoot that thing, could shoot over the top of everybody. Picking him number 3, obviously, it didn't work out, but that was the right decision for that Charlotte Bobcats squad. Just, it didn't work out, and that's what happens to a lot of guys. Look at Anthony Bennett, Michael McCandy. Some guys, it just doesn't work out, and Adam Morrison's one of them, but now he's one of the play-by-play color guys
for Gonzaga, right?
Gonzaga, yeah, and hey, he's a Gonzaga legend. I'm sure. I don't see anybody rocking that number 3. I know that.
if you're, a Mavs fan or a Rockets fan and you feel bad about your franchise, do yourself a favor. Go back to the Charlotte Bobcats draft picks since 2004, and you'll feel immediately better about your franchise.
It's tough.
It's a tough look.
Yeah.
On LA, I know Aldridge is still pretty close with RT and this Texas staff, and I'm curious if in the next few years, say if Aldridge joins the coaching staff in a manner, because it feels like he might be someone that might want to get into coaching, and now he could go through the Spurs route or even Portland route, but I wonder if he'll join the Longhorns in some capacity the next few years.
Yeah, I know he's always invited on campus. That's what Coach Terry does a really good job of.
KD was here last weekend, right?
Exactly. You've seen
Love
KD.
seeing that, man.
I've seen pictures of LaMarcus over the course of the season. I've seen guys like Jacobin Brown and Kenan Womack of Orange Buds. He'll be on with me tomorrow to co-host, and we're going to talk about the TBT tournament, in which the Horns got a team in there of former
Low-key
Longhorns.
nasty.
They're low-key nice.
Nasty.
They're low-key really nice. So I'm excited to talk to him about that. But yeah, why today matters. It's also National Daiquiri Day. Cam, you like a good daiquiri, or is that too,
too girly? I don't know if I think I've had one daiquiri once in my life. I'm not sure.
I don't drink. That's the only thing. I have to be on vacation, like the honeymoon I just went on with my wife in Cancun. That's the only thing that I'll get.
Is a daiquiri?
It's like a daiquiri. I don't care. I'm man enough. I don't care. I have no shame. I don't call it a girly drink. Say what you want. Call me zesty. I don't care. Them pina coladas go crazy.
Ooh. Do you get the daiquiris with like the whipped cream and the cherries?
No, that's a little much. That's a little much.
Too much. That's where we draw the line. All right. Now we know.
But I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it if it's a good daiquiri, if it comes with it, it is what it is. But yeah, man, give me a little Miami Vice daiquiri, a little strawberry daiquiri mixed with pina colada. I'm good to go.
Yeah, I got a bachelor party this weekend, so I'll get a daiquiri just for you. So.
Take advantage. It's also National Hot Dog Day. Get your glizzies, y'all. Get your glizzies.
No glizzies for me.
Not a hot dog guy?
I mean, if I have to, I usually eat a lot of the 7-Eleven hot dogs, and I think that knocked off probably like 15 years off my life.
Your boys, Craig Way and Jeff Howe, they love them some hot dogs.
Oh, there's some glizzy gobblers, that's for sure. There's some glizzy gobblers. I know Craig will be at Globe Life Park or Field, whatever it's called now, on Friday, Saturday for the for the Dodgers game. He's gonna have a glizzy. He's gonna get a Texas glizzy.
Yeah, I gotta eat a hot dog like a Tasmanian devil, just so nobody thinks I'm suspect out in these streets. Like I bite that thing hard as hell. Ain't no messing around.
Looking around.
Ain't no looking around. Like I gotta make sure you gotta act like you're not enjoying it. Like that's if you want, but you out here calling people glizzy gobblers and stuff like that. You got to be careful out here. But, hey, that is Cameron Parker. Cam, I appreciate you on the show today. We got one more segment left, and then Ball Don't Lie. Mike Harge, Patrick Davis, and Rod Babers will be up at 3. I am Zay Collier. Chad Hastings on vacation. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn.
Q2 of the All Flex team is here. Let us know who you think the best players are in Austin area high school football for 2023 by going to FLXATX.com or tagging FlexATX on social media. Remember, all positions, including punter, kicker, return specialist, and long snappers. The All Flex watch list will be revealed the week of July 24th. So let us know who needs to be on it. The 2023 All Flex team on the Horn.
Hey, it's Aaron Hogan for QC Kinetics, reminding you not to give in to that constant nagging joint pain that you're dealing with. I know a lot of you have gotten to the point where it's just the new normal, just the way it's going to be. Nothing I can do about it. Well, you can. Take control and take back the quality of your life with the help from our friends at QC Kinetics. They're amazing non-surgical treatments that can repair and restore damaged joint tissue. They use the latest advances in regenerative medicine, taking your body's own healing agents, highly concentrating them, then putting them right into the area where you have that agonizing pain. Your body will heal itself. You just have to allow it to do so. This incredible non-invasive approach helps you take back control of your body, relieving that pain in your knees, and your hips, your shoulder, or your back. No invasive surgery, no harmful drugs or steroids, and no downtime. Listen, summer should be the time you're out having fun, making memories, golfing, hiking, enjoying the outdoors. Take control now and start living pain-free again. 512-593-4303 at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. That's 512-593-4303. They have a location in Austin and Round Rock at QC Kinetics, 512-593-4303.
Diamonds Direct's Midsummer Savings Event is happening right now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, and in-store designer appearances. Take an extraordinary 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for the summer. The best savings, the best selection, the best value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry shopping event. Get details, showroom hours, directions, and more at DiamondsDirect.com.
Hey, it's Aaron Hogan. Bud Light is my choice, and it should be yours. Bud Light brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun, because where there's fun, there's going to be a Bud Light, or maybe a couple. Every bottle, every can, every draft of Bud Light uses 4 simple, high-quality ingredients to create that clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is also the official domestic beer of the University of Texas Longhorns and all the summer events throughout Austin, Texas. The Round Rock Express will be back at the Dell Diamond soon. Another homestand, cold Bud Light with a ball game, perfect, especially on a Fireworks Friday. Always be safe and smart. Be an adult with your adult beverages, but do it with a nice cold Bud Light. The colder, the better.
Hey, Derek for Divided Sky Roofing and Solar, your full-service solar company. We're into summer, the hottest season, and the power bills are going through the roof. Stop paying the power company. Pay yourself with a new Timberline solar shingle roof. John Hardy and his staff at Divided Sky are solar experts. They can repair and service your existing solar roofing system and are NABSET certified. That's the solar version of a master plumber. Divided Sky Roofing and Solar. Find them online at DividedSkyAustin.com. Texas license TECL 37397.
My partner gave me $50, put me in the game. I've been slinging weed and I moved up the cane.
Chad and Zay.
Oh, man, we going back. Master P.
Man, Master P.
Master P. Meal Ticket featuring 8-Ball, MJG, and UGK.
H-Town, baby.
Yo, what a time. Cam, I don't know if you remember this, but this is when Master P was dropping albums with No Limit every week. Like somebody different than No Limit, they would have compilation albums too, but he would drop albums, Silk the Shaka, Mystical, C Murder, like they would have so many people in the group. Snoop, when he was with when he left Death Row and got with No Limit, like they did their thing, and just the quality and quantity of music that they were putting out will never be seen again.
So that's where NBA Youngboy gets it from. Because Youngboy drops a mixtape every other week. It's
maybe.
Like, dang, dude.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that hustle, man.
No.
That's how you stay relevant. I know
No.
some people can be like, all right, this is a bit much. I know some people don't like very long albums, like my partner, Chad Ace, and he hates like 20-song albums.
Really?
Yeah, he's good with 10, depending on the album. 13's pushing it. But once you start getting to like 16, 17, that's when it becomes much. Sometimes it can become much, but if every song's good, what can you say about it?
I think like with Master P, like a lot of this was mixtapes, right? They weren't really albums. So I feel like I understand dropping a lot of songs. If you're doing like a studio album where you have a theme or you're telling a story, I get that because that's where Chad's coming from. But in terms of just like rap and hip hop, I don't think the number of songs you have matters.
I don't know if
unless it's like J. Cole who drops, the album where he has an entire story he's telling.
I don't know if they were even mixtapes.
Yeah.
I thought like since he ran his own label and stuff, I thought they were just able to drop albums.
Whatever they wanted to,
whoever they wanted to. And man, yeah, shout out to Ricky Williams' old agent, Master P.
Man,
But
yeah.
Shout out to Cam Parker joining me today.
Thank you, Zay.
Absolutely. Time to get to stems and seeds.
No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks.
Stems and Seeds brought to you by Audiovisual Consultations, 512-255-8678, or go to avconsultations.com. Shout out to Tom McKay, my guy, a great dude. He will set you up, stereo, TV monitors, all that stuff. You want both TVs in one room, cool. If you want a TV in your living room, or in your kitchen, in your bathroom, if you're on dropping the deuce, whatever, Tom, I'm sure will hook it up for you. Now, time to acknowledge the elephant in the room. I know y'all heard Aaron Hogan this morning talk about the future of the horn. I know y'all heard Craig Way on Light the Tower talk about his future with the horn. And at the end of the day, it is very sad. And I know a lot of people have been asking me questions about what's going on. I haven't been able to talk much about it. But as of now, for me personally, I cannot speak for Chad and his future with the horn. I will not be on these airwaves starting August 2nd. That doesn't mean I can't come back in the future. That doesn't mean I have any bad blood with anyone here. I love ARN Austin Radio Network. I love this station. I love the city of Austin. I love the University of Texas, and I love radio. And I appreciate every single person that gave me an opportunity to do what I love. Like the horn has given me so many opportunities and has blessed me in my life to where I am very confident whatever I do, whether that's with the horn, whether that's with somebody else, I know I will be fine. And I apologize to everybody that might be salty about the situation. I know it sucks. I completely agree. But at the end of the day, that is the game of radio. I understand that. I am the only person with a name on the weekday shows, Chad and Zay, that's from the ATX. So it's very personal for me growing up in this city, listening to Bucky and Aaron over the years, producing for Bucky and Aaron. Shout out to everybody that's helped my young radio career and just my media career, because this isn't the last y'all are going to hear of me. I will for sure tell you that, whether that's with the Horn in the future or, again, with somebody else. God works in mysterious ways, and I am very blessed and thankful for the opportunity that I have got. I want to thank guys like Adam Wagner, who, when I entered for him and he was running the board on B&E, Wags could have been a Grady Dick to me. He wasn't. That's my man. That's my brother. And he's going to do huge things at the 4-letter network here in Austin for the Wagner Wire. Guys like Trey Elling, who paved the way for somebody like me. Very big shoes to fill when I took over with him and Chad and stuff like that. Trey means the world to me. Still one of my best friends. Talk to him all the time. Shout out to him. Shout out to Chad Hastings for believing in me. He could have said, you know what? I could have gotten a different partner, and he chose me. Like, that was big for him. Chad's an absolute legend. He's an absolute brilliant sports mind, and he loves radio just as much as me. I love him to death. Shout out to guys like Kevin Dunn, who's also an Austin native, who meant so much to my young career. Kevin's been one of the best in this industry, and he's one of the best people off of air. Guys like Brian Fitzgerald, who worked around here, Christina Killingsworth, what she did for me on helping me become an intern, and Bucky and Aaron. Like E. Hogan said, he chose me to be the producer in 2020, and that completely changed my life. Y'all heard Bucky gobble these last 2 days. He's like my uncle. I absolutely love him, talk to him every day. Bucky means the absolute world to me. Jeff Howe and Craig Way, what they've meant to my career. Craig Way putting me on to TV with Roger Wallace, giving me opportunities. Like, that's Craig Way. Hall of Famer. Like, when he has your back, like, all you haters on the Specs text line that have never wanted me on here that, say, oh, you ain't BK, you ain't Trey Elling, you ain't Kevin Dunn. You're damn right, I'm not them. But I've taken a lot of game from all those guys. Brad Kellner, he's a legend. When his young career, he's doing big things at Houston. I owe him a lot. Rod Babers, Mike Harge, love those guys to death. Remember producing for the Rodcast. That was absolutely epic doing that, because him being the DBU guy that he is, Harge coming in, chopping it up with him, talking to me about, giving me game like, hey, Zay, stick with it, because you're going to get your shot eventually. And I definitely did. This network, this whole community, this station let me have a basketball show, The Right Call, where I produced and was on by myself. I'm behind the board right now. I love producing. I love running the board, and I love talking, and I just love radio. So there's no bad blood with me. And anybody at the Horn, anybody at Coke FM, I know it sucks to hear, but at the end of the day, that is the game. And for these next 2 weeks, I'm going to give y'all the best of me, because I owe that to y'all. I owe that to this station. I owe that to everybody that's put me on game. And, guys like Cameron Parker and Ty Henderson, love those guys, young in the game. And, they're the ones that help me keep going, because that makes me realize, hey, there's great people in this business. So shout out to everybody. It's been a great day, Cameron. I appreciate you. Tomorrow, we got Keenan Womack with Orange Bloods coming on. Chad Hastings still on vacation. And yeah, I'm Zay Collier. This is Chad and Zay on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9 AM 1260. Y'all be cool.